And we're live. Hey, then everyone.
Hey, we are live. Hey, everybody! Thank you for tuning in tonight to the Goodman Games official channel. This is Game Therapy, the only game on the internet that guarantees to bring you 1,000 insane worlds. This is world number 5 tonight. We don't have a name for it yet, or a team name, but I hope you're gonna have a good time enjoying and watching. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the team. We have one person who might show up late. Rudolph, if you're out there, log on, homeboy. We're waiting on you. So, we'll see. But I'm going to start down here from the bottom. So tell them who you are. Matt, tell them who you are and tell them what your character's name is. Tell them the whole story.
I'd be happy to. My name is Matt. I'm going to be playing Professor Pinkeye, a genius-level eyeball inside a robotic shell that he's created to allow him to move and speak and, of course, fight crime. He's, as I mentioned, Professor Pinkeye.
Professor Pinkeye. It's a real thing. Zach, tell them who you are.
May I introduce the Green Dingo, the character that was made Australian because the player can't do any other accent. I'm a science-based hero, and like all good science-based heroes, my origins are from a failed experiment that turned me green, covered in fur. Over 87% of my body is fur, and I have longer canine incisors. That's looking like the Green Dingo.
Dun, dun, dun. Villains beware. Okay, working up the.
Yeah, that's.
I love it. So, Val, tell them who you are.
I am Val, Brendan's arch enemy, and I am here to play a Talisman, the undead telepathic grandmother who's returned from the dead to avenge the little man, the little guy who. She is a. I totally lost my train of thought. Sorry.
That happens when you return from the dead.
Yes, she's undead. She was killed in the great disaster caused by Dr. Dreadnought. And she made a deal with this dark force to come back as a powerful magical creature of vengeance who basically wants to destroy the bad guys and maybe some good guys who just don't care about collateral damage.
I love it. All right, Steve, tell them who you are.
Hey, I'm Steve. I'm going to be playing the Vesper, a mild-mannered reporter turned insectoid wasp hero with heightened senses, wings, and a stinger.
Dun, dun, dun. That's awesome. Okay, so we should have gone over our PowerPoints. Oh gosh. All right. And last but never least, Bruce, tell them who you are.
I'm Bruce. I am going to be the Osprey, a former research archaeologist who uncovered the secret of the bird cult from Easter Island and has been transformed into the cheesiest 80s superhero. You decide which part's cool. Is it the part that is not? It's all very 1980s. I'm afraid it's is it the part that's Hawk out of Buck Rogers, or is it the probably 3/4 that is Michael Crawford's fantastic Condor Man? But that's the kind of clumsy vibe I'm going for.
I want a delicious swirl of that in a soft cone. You know what I'm saying? Just give me all that all day. All right, so let's tell you a little bit about the world. So as was alluded to, we actually live in the players all live in the city of New Chicago, which was raised in the ashes of Old Chicago when Old Chicago was destroyed by Dr. Dreadnought and his clone army. Dr. Dreadnought now dead these many years, but and the city is this is an ultra high tech city where it's not uncommon to see robots giving out parking tickets. There's a 3-level L train that runs around all of downtown, and multiple airports and a spaceport and the whole 9 yards. All right, so when we start off, our team, possibly called Extreme Justice, we're not sure. You guys are all all at your big training facility. Everyone is there, getting ready for waiting on the next thing to happen. It's been a little bit quiet in New Chicago lately. A little bit too quiet. And that is when a news report comes on over the radio. But you don't even need the news report because you actually feel this terrible impact reverberate throughout the city. And in the superhero control laboratory room where all of y'all are currently there, either lifting weights, fighting, training robots, or working on inventions that will, hopefully help you fight even more crime. Like everything kind of shakes there for a moment. And that's when the news comes over the radio. There has been an impact in the city from space, and a whole whole warehouse area was affected. Buildings have fallen down. They show like footage of like this huge area down by the river where there's just car alarms going off and pedestrians running every which way. And that is when the feed cuts out, and in its place you see a shadowy figure that says, "Citizens of New Chicago, I have come to." Once again, you find yourself in peril. As I am taking, I am here to take over. I want all. He says, "My demands are simple. I offer the infinite carrot and the infinite stick. Declare me the new mayor, and declare New Chicago to be completely independent and sovereign of the United States of America, and all shall be spared. But challenge me, test my resolve, and I shall rain down. I have found I can rain all of this space debris. There are thousands and thousands of bits of metal that are currently surrounding the Earth, and I have all of them in locked down mode, and I can bring all of them down and crash them down upon this Earth at will. You will do as you are told. I will have the city's answer by midnight tonight, or I shall begin my reign of terror, a attack of such destruction, the likes of which has never before been seen in all the world. You will hear me only one more time, just tell you the particulars of my demands." And the whole thing goes blank. It goes back to your regularly scheduled broadcast, where terrified news people start to speculate on what this means and who could be behind all of this. What do y'all do?
I hiss in anger, and I set my knitting aside, and I say, "Well, we have to do something immediately." Just to be clear, like a lot of my flesh is just missing. Like half of me is like skeleton, and the other half is like grandmotherly, And
I love it.
I'm wearing a shroud that kind of flickers in and out of reality over my picnic dress. Well, clearly we have to find out where this came from. Do something, science man.
I mean, I had my back to it, sort of thing, and I was all this was going on, and I was kind of like,
I was busy.
I'm really trying to concentrate on this. I was really trying to concentrate on it. The last time I lost concentration, I'm not sure if you can see all this, but this, like, can you just give me 5 minutes, all right? Just give me 5 minutes. Talk amongst yourselves.
Vesper, you're also a man of science, is that right?
Not particularly.
No, our other man
a
of science.
reporter.
Yeah, it was a reporter. Yes, having a hard time logging in.
But my eyes have bugged out into their multifaceted full insect face form now. Not to better respond to the threat we might face.
I would suggest we investigate the impact, friends.
I would think that the Vespa probably still has some contacts in that journalism world, though. Maybe by using some of those contacts, we can get some more info.
Sure. Vespa, you can make some phone calls. Give me a D20 and add your personality roll for you to reach out to your journalism cronies and see if anyone has a log on what might actually be happening here.
So 6 plus 13 for 19.
Nice.
Okay, you
Nice.
absolutely do. You make a few phone calls around to some of your old cronies. putting on, having to fake your old voice, your pre-insectoid voice. And people are telling you that you're hearing that there are reports all over the city of all of these strange electrical and magnetic disturbances. A jeweler came in to find all of the watches in a display case stuck to the ceiling. There are people who aren't able to open their car doors, people who are suddenly are getting radio transmissions coming in through like metal plates in their heads or in their fillings and things. These have been filtering in from all over the city. Widespread electrical and magnetic disturbances coming from all over the place.
Interesting. So magnetism is behaving strangely in this world, or as a result of this.
It's the bad guy, right? What was his name again?
He didn't give his name. He didn't say. He was a shadowy figure on the TV set, and that's part of the problem.
You passed that. You passed that GM test. Almost got a name out of it.
Does my danger sense give me a familiar danger signature?
It does not. You are not in any immediate danger, but it's not like your danger sense can't tell you like, I forgot to pay my light bill. I'm in danger of being in the dark here in a minute. It's got to be something actually to your person.
It's a short range danger sense.
Yeah, like physical danger sense.
We're talking about like the electromagnetic fields, and we're kind of wondering maybe what the source is and all that kind of stuff. I have a heightened intelligence. Intelligence. So would I be able to maybe triangulate a sort of a source of this electromagnetism?
Heck yes. You know what? It's so crazy, it just might work. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check and add your intelligence modifier on top of that, which, as I recall, is pretty big.
Is that including the heightened intelligence? Because that's really big.
Yeah, your intelligence stat should have all of that built in there. It should be like a plus.
Oh, that's plus 17 to the score, right? Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah. So
that's a big modifier, plus 17, right?
Yeah, no.
Okay, so that's a 24.
Oh yeah, so you quickly get on your computers and you start triangulating the source of all these electrical disturbances, cross-referencing them with the reports that the Vesta's contacts were able to come to bring up. And yeah, sure enough, you find that there's a hotbed center of activity on the north side of the city. There is the King Sal Research Lab. And it seems like that seems to be the epicenter of all of the disturbances that are going throughout the entire city.
What's the name of the research lab that he found out?
It's the Kinsal Research Lab. Kinsal.
Well, I think the combined intellect of our group has proven worthy, and I think we have the first stop as far as our investigation goes.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so you know what, man? All right. So we head over there in the team vehicle, which is on the character sheet of the guy who didn't make it. It drops you off though right in front of this place, and sure enough, Sigan.
You could take the L.
You could take the L. You could take the L. It's very convenient, all at downtown shopping.
Sorry, I was
in our lycra,
I was
holding on to the handrails.
Strap hanging, you know what I mean?
Bug eyes and wings and stinger.
I mean, I was waiting for someone to invite me to show off my high tech hover hoopty. Like, is that what we're talking about?
Oh yeah, you have the high tech hover hoopty. My bad. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, the hydraulics go down, even though it's hover, but yeah, that's part of it too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So climb aboard. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you
this
take
baby
the
gets bang, 18 hours worth before a refuel slaps the side of the hover hoopty.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's got a lightning adapter, so you can just plug it up to your computer if you need to. It's just quick.
I mean, obviously, and Bluetooth.
And oh my God, it's got Bluetooth.
Yeah,
It's got a whole
Bluetooth. Yeah.
Yep. So so you guys fly across there in the Green Dingo's hover hoopty and land out there in front of Kim Sal Labs. As soon as you get there, you realize that something is wrong. You can see that there are like out in front of it, there are two they have like private security there, and you can see that one of their security vehicles is completely blackened. There's actually smoke coming out of it. It looks like it was on fire at some point. So you guys can pretty much, when you guys, the front of it has these great big stone steps and there are pillars out in front of there. And you can go right up to the front there, or you could, try something else.
I would like to scan with my telepathy for maybe an ambush as we're approaching.
Yeah, sure enough. So go ahead and pay that power cost. You scan with your telepathy, and sure enough, there are people like just inside the door there, like the big main doors in the front area. You detect people of hostile intent who are there, who are clearly waiting on they are armed and waiting for some kind of some kind of response. They're clearly waiting for someone to, they're on guard against an attack.
I share this with my companions.
Did you happen to see if they had anything that might blow up a vehicle?
I can.
You can't. Make your roll. Isn't there a roll involved with that?
Mind Pro, D20. Yeah.
Go ahead, make a check.
Oh, that's a 9. Let's see if they can save against that.
Okay, here it goes. No. You know what? One of them in particular is really impressed. Like, he's very excited about the opportunity. He's a regular street thug, but he's been given like a really cool outfit and a high-tech weapon. He's just like, I wish some people would try to break in here and stop us. Because I'll tell you what, he's like, I'm ready to light somebody up with this thing. I can't wait to see his baby work.
Yeah.
So you can do accents. That's pure Texas right there. I can say that I went to high school there.
All right, so we know about these guys. I mean, it seems like we're going to have to engage them in some way, but maybe we should sneak up on them in some way.
Is there any approach I can take with my wings that will be a bit of a flanking maneuver almost?
You could fly up to the roof. You could fly around back. You got wings. You got options, my friend.
Are these guys out front of the door, or are they?
The two of them, you detected they are inside the door with guns trained on it, waiting on the likes of you to show up, possibly also the cops or a SWAT team or something like that.
So are they like inside the door to the side? Yeah,
you can't quite see them, but they're clearly have taken cover inside the lobby of this place, and you can tell there's at least 3 of them that are in there.
Can I try to find out if their boss is further inside and where?
Yes. Make another roll. I'm gonna give this guy a bonus because okay.
Oh, that's a natural 20. 26.
Yeah, you can see that. You know what? These guys have been hired. Okay, so this is what you find out with a 20. That these guys they're calling themselves the dog soldiers. They're wearing this specialized armor that kind of gives them the appearance of dogs. But their boss is Hardware, who is this villain that you have all had to deal with in the past. He's a techno genius that has this incredible suit of armor that allows him to fly. It's got attached ray guns on it. It's a brutal piece of combat machinery that is capable of doing a whole lot of damage. And the one guy, you catch the one guy's thought, if I bet you if Hardware sees me do a really good job today, maybe he'll make me a keen piece of armor too, and I'll be his sidekick. Yeah, sidekick. He's pretty excited.
Hey, if they all dress like dogs and I look like a humanoid dingo, is there any chance that that might be some form of disguise that I might be able to be like, hey, I'm the smart dog person. Let me have a look at that cool rifle you got there. It needs more rifle oil.
Well, There's only one way to find out.
Well, I mean, my weakness is low self-control. I'm obsessed with stopping supervillains, so I'm not sure I would stand around too long to try and plan this thing out. There's supervillains to be stopped, so I'm gonna attempt to do that.
All right, so you're gonna walk up to the front door.
Yeah, like I'm gonna walk up to the guy who's admiring his weapon.
Gotcha.
Out of context, DCC, and and I'm gonna be like, yeah, that needs some more essential oils for firing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You got it. All right. So, So,
So
what are
Brendan,
the rest of y'all doing when, as the dingo makes his way up to the door?
Professor Pinkeye likes Vespa's idea. The professor can fly as well, so maybe we take advantage of that and do the old up to the roof or around the back.
Yeah.
Let's make a separate plan.
In
In the
do a
meantime,
three-pronged attack where two of us come from the sides and two of us come from above on the doormat on the guys inside the door.
Yeah, you got it.
Just
All right.
think
So the
that's
two of you
fine
guys are
for
going to
them.
fly up to the top, and you're going to fly up to the roof and check that up there while Dingo walks up to the front door. Osprey and Talisman, what are y'all two going to do?
I'm also going to fly just to put myself out of their sight, but I am going to back up the green dingo because, Ohana means family and we don't leave family behind. So
Absolutely.
we're going to fly up to.
Even if they're stupid.
So you're staying towards the front while the two of them go up towards the roof. How about Osprey?
Yeah.
I'm going to get Overwatch. I'm going to get higher above everybody.
Higher
'cause I
above
have
everybody.
heightened senses. My eyesight will pick up movement, and that'll give me a wider overview. I presume we've got like radio comms or something, yeah. So I can give. I'm going to take Overwatch.
I can.
You know what?
I can use my telepathy to hook everybody up with, as long as you stay within 50 feet, I can keep everybody in mental contact. I spend a PowerPoint.
I was going to go higher than
But
that.
yeah, we'll say you guys have got radios that you guys can high tech super radios that allow y'all to communicate.
So I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna do something stupid.
Right.
No, that was
All right,
that was
a lot of
it.
things
I've already
happen at
said the
once
stupid
here.
thing I'm doing.
Yeah. So Osprey, you get way up high. Go ahead and make me a perception roll, D20, and add your intelligence modifier. That is for Osprey from the over. And this is your heightened senses check.
Okay. That's a 13, but I must get a bonus for my heightened senses, but I don't think I wrote that down.
I'm going to lower the difficulty. Oh, look who! Guess what? Hey, Rudolph just showed up. Are we going to?
That's cool. Yeah, bring him in.
I'm going to kill him. He's officially a hostage. He's inside, tied up now.
Nice.
Rudolph, ça va bien?
Oh.
We got no whatever. All right, did that change everybody's thing around?
Yeah, give me. You crack on. Assume I'm circling and
Gotcha.
looking,
You're-
and
all right,
I'll get
gotcha.
cracking on straighten out the stream.
So the nuclear explosion still goes off then?
So, say it again.
Sorry. Like the nuclear explosion still goes off then?
Yeah. So everybody. So giving his life. Hey, Rudolph, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. So we actually started about it. I didn't know if you were going to log on or not. So we started a while ago. That's all right. So to catch you up, So here's what's going on. So you live in the city of New Chicago, where you are you are one of the superpowered vigilantes that selflessly puts their time in to keep the city and population stone cold. I like it. Keeps the population safe. Tonight there was a terrifying attack. A piece of space debris flew out of space into the atmosphere and hit a thing in New Chicago. And right after that happened, a shadowy figure appeared, broke into broadcast television somehow, demanding to be made the mayor and sovereign of New Chicago, and that the city be declared an entirely independent and sovereign state inside, a sovereign from the United States of America. he is demanding to be declare this by midnight, or he's going to start raining space debris on. So, of course, Stone Cold. That's Stone Cold. Stone Cold isn't just going to sit around and let this kind of thing happen. So you went on patrol and are trying to figure it out. You followed a lucky hunch up to the Kinsale Research Center, just on a hunch. And when you get there, you see that you were there just in time to see the Extreme Justice Team's hovercraft land out in front of it, and them fly up and around there. You see one of them, possibly the Green Dingo, is approaching from the front. You see, flying in the air above that, you see Professor Pink Eye and the Vespa flying up towards the top. And you were in the background when everything jumps off. So we'll get to you in just a second. So here's what happened. So Osprey from the top. You see that there were at least two more of them up on the roof. But on the roof across the way, you see another supervillain. You see a supervillain. They're on like one building over, keeping an eye on everything. And you recognize them. It's a clarinet. She's the master of sound. And she wears this black uniform with like silver buttons all down the one side and such. She's a dangerous sonic opponent whose evil voice has been heard from sea to shining sea. So all of this is getting ready to jump off at once. So let's go ahead and roll initiative for all of your characters. Roll a d20 and add your initiative modifier. These guys.
First, we got to say the Extreme Justice motto, which is Extreme Justice, Justice Extreme. I mean, assuming that everyone's cool with that, I just made that up.
It is, after all, incredibly cool, Zach. Fine work.
Yeah,
it's done with that.
Fist bump at the end that makes it.
It really is. So, okay. So, starting from the top, Osprey, what'd you get for initiative?
11.
11 for Osprey. Okay, Talisman.
I got 11 too.
11 for
My
Talisman.
agility.
What's your agility?
10.
Osprey?
14.
What's your agility? All right, so. Okay, Green Dingo.
Yeah, I spent most of my time coming up with that motto, so I rolled a 7.
Okay, Vespa.
I got a 22.
22, Vespa. Okay, Professor Pink Eye.
A big 8 for him.
Hey, there you go. Spreading justice like a cloud of particulates. And last but not least, Stone Cold. How'd you do? 9 for Stone Cold. Absolutely.
We weren't particularly prepared for a party that was taking the initiative on this plan. Something bad happened whilst we were doing this.
All right, so this is what happens at the moment of initiative. Dingo, you open those doors and get ready to throw, start throwing your weight around in there and demanding to see someone's rifle to add essential oils to it. You quickly realize that your green fuzziness looks nothing like their stylized, dog-helmeted, visored, very non-organic suits. They see you and they just open up with their energy weapons. And y'all see energy beam just blast out all the windows in front of the place. And then, so you guys hear that. Vespa, you are actually hovering up there, up over the roof. You go first, and you see that once that huge sound of their beam weapons goes from up above, you see two more of these dog soldiers run over. So this place is 5 stories high. So you see two of these dog soldiers run up to the edge of the roof and are looking down over the top, where they can clearly see the hovercraft, and one of them is talking, excitedly into their radio. but you can actually go first.
Yeah, I'm gonna swoop down with my stinger attack and try and take one of them out.
Swoop down and sting a guy. I want to see you do it. Make an attack roll.
So 9 plus 6 is 15.
Yeah, that's what you need. Nice. So you go down there and give one guy the old stinger. Give me some damage.
That's 12 damage, d6 plus 6.
Yeah, that's 12. So one of them just goes down. Like you sting that one dude, and he goes down. He is out for the fight. You think, as his stinger cannot hang, and his companion looks up at you, and he's also yelling into his radio. It's the Vespa. They're here. We're under attack. Is the last thing you hear from over there. So it is Osprey. So Osprey, from up above, you saw a Vespa swoop down and attack dude on the rooftop. There's one left over there, but again, on the roof across the way, keeping an eye on everything, you see Clarinet, the evil master of sound.
And is Clarinet on her own, or has she got like bodyguards or?
She seems to be on her own, but she's like supervillain level. You know, like these guys are kind of knuckleheads, but she is like raw. Like you've had to tangle with her before.
Okay, I still think she can I make like a diving attack on her?
Absolutely, yeah.
You know,
count that as a charge attack. Take +2 to hit and -2 from your armor class for next round.
Okay, so that's gonna be a 19.
19, yeah, that's gonna hit. All right, give me some damage with the your flying claw attack.
What did we decide the damage die was for that?
Isn't it I thought it was a die 8 plus all those crazy mods you have.
Yeah, I wrote the mods, but somehow I didn't.
Yeah,
write
I believe we said a die 8 plus fill in the blank.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
That's only 4 points of damage.
All right, so you go down there and ding Clarinet. So Clarinet is still up, and like you go over there and like kind of like knock them back, and she's like, Osprey, I hope you come here to try to stop this. Ooh, it's time to turn up the volume. And she's getting ready to do something horrifying, but it's not her turn yet. It's Talisman. So Talisman, you are hovering back and watching the door as all of the glass gets blown out. You can see the silhouette of Green Dingo there in the middle, not hit yet, but like standing in the midst of a field of smashed, broken glass and such, as these goons open up with their energy weapons. It is your turn. What are you going to do?
All right. I think I'm going to fly in there and see how many people I can clothesline.
All right. So, fly. So you're going to fly in there directly, and you can see that there are 3 of these dog soldiers there in the interior of in the interior space there. And they are spread out to where you can't get 2 at once, but you could definitely fly over and get one of them. They're all hot right now. They all have cover, so they all have an armor class bump from being behind cover. So you're gonna fly in and try to like actually physically knock one down, or
I am going to move at top speed because
top speed.
I'm I murder people. Who. I'm not.
It's the thing.
I don't. I will.
You're like our Wolverine. I'm picturing. You know what I'm saying?
I am your Wolverine.
Yeah.
And my top speed is 200 feet per round, and I'll use my full strength to like punch him in the face. And if I get to hit someone else with his body, that's fine with me, and I'll hit him. That's 15 to hit.
15 is gonna hit. Give me some damage.
At least. What is my unarmed damage?
Should be. Didn't we have a thing like a?
You didn't tell me it.
It should be. I think it was. I think we worked it out. I think I wrote it. A die 6 plus whatever you have for your strength mod.
Bear in mind, Brendan, she's the best there is at what she does.
Oh yeah. I mean, flying around, being ghost looking, and scaring people.
8 damage.
How much you do?
8.
Okay, they are still up, but barely. Y'all see that Talisman has flown in and like knocks one right on their butt. Who's still up? So there are 2 more left inside who are all like, "Wah!" and it's getting ready to go nuts. So it is their turn. So they are going to return fire. So Talisman, that one is going to attack you with his energy beam weapon. Kaboosh. Okay, that one's going to get a total of a 7. The next one is going to fire at Dingo. Gets a 15 to hit Dingo. How's your armor class, Dingo?
I'd love to say that's a miss, but it's not.
All right.
That's a hit.
Gotcha. So you take 4 points of damage from this attack.
Oof.
And I think that bounces up. Don't you have invulnerability? A certain number of points?
Yeah, I sure do. So I get to ignore the first 7 points of damage
All
from
right.
every attack.
That one doesn't get you. Second guy also fires at Dingo. That one's going to get an even higher number, and it's going to actually roll some proper damage. Rolls 8, so you take 1 point of damage from the second one's attack. Go. Up
But
on
now,
top.
now I got the first round is stuck in my fur now. That's really annoying.
It's terrible. You're going to be digging that out with a fine comb for a week.
I hate it when that happens.
I know, right? Vespa, the other one that's still alive, runs back 30 feet from you and targets you with his beam weapon. Here it goes. Kadoosh! He's going to get a total of 14. Does that get you?
No.
All right. Beam flies past you. And then we get into some supervillain nonsense up there. So Clarinet is up there with you, Osprey. And Clarinet, do I attack her? Okay, Clarinet is going to spend the round. She makes this crazy noise. It sounds like a room full of clarinets making that weird sound they make. And then all of a sudden, you see that she has activated her shimmering sonic field, increasing her armor class and making her harder to hit. And then she kind of stands back, and you can see like waves of energy coming off of her hands. She's going to next round, now that she has her defenses up, next round she's going to try to blast you with her sonic attack. But that's for next round. This round is Stone Cold. Stone Cold, you're like out front of this place. You're the wild card. No one knows that you're here yet. You see that there is real quick, no D die. You crit on a 20, but your crit die comes from that though. Yeah, but you don't have you only crit on a 20 and you don't have a D die. So
Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to blast a wall of ice in front of Osprey to make sure that it's not taking any damage
Oh, nice.
on next round.
Gotcha.
20 natural 20.
That's perfect. All right. So so suddenly Osprey, where you are, they're up on top. This thing is getting ready, and all of a sudden, a wall of ice appears between you and Clarinet, who looks very shocked by this and is like, what is it? You brought some new tricks here? And looks around. She is going to look around. She actually has sonar, and she's going to try to sonar.
I've got better than tricks. I've got my friends with me.
Dun, 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 dun.
And we're going to deal
friends.
some extreme justice.
Justice extreme.
She's gonna. Everyone does their pose real quick. I love it. She is gonna make a sonar check and see if she spots Stone Cold down there who did it. Oh yeah, I got an 18. I got a big number here. So she doesn't look down and she's like, I see. She doesn't react, but she knows that Stone Cold is down there. But that's awesome. So now there is a wall of ice there protecting Stone Cold, and then that is when Professor Pink Eye does something awesome. So you're up on top, and you can see that Vespa. Something just shot at Vespa. One of the two that were up on the roof got shot or got taken out. Vespa just clawed the mess out or knocked the mess out of that one. But there's one more up there. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. So one of Professor Pink Eye's robotic attachments is going to take the place of his hand, and he's going to fire his paralysis ray at the soldier that just shot at my compatriot, because we can't have that.
No sir, no sir. Give me that paralysis check.
All right, and In this case, he rolls a miserable 8.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
think that's going to do much.
No, that actually is going to bounce off of his dog soldier armor. But now he's, there are people up in the air. And he's terrified. There are people who are surrounding him. Dingo, you are back down in the lobby. You can see that 2 of them are hiding behind pillars back there and taking shots at you. Talisman has also flown in. But and she is like standing over the one guy who she knocked on his butt, who's firing up from the ground at her. But it's your turn, so you can run over there and get engaged with one of these 2 or do something else.
Yeah, so, first of all, the Green Dingo takes a note of the fact that the Iceman protected the Osprey from the one person that was attacking him, as opposed to the many that were attacking me. And so that's noted. That's in canon now.
You're interior, man. But there you go. Keep going.
Now there's quite a lot of rules around my Power Blast that I'm sure you'll be excited to explain on stream. How that works.
I'm very excited. Yeah. So so your Power Blast, it's 1 PR per shot, so it costs you 1 power point per time you shoot it. Whenever you shoot it, you roll a d20 and add your 3 there. Oh, and for all your powers that have a chart like that, if you have a power with a chart, you can do essentially Spellburn on it, okay? You're going to use your last bit of strength to add to those checks. So if you have a power with a chart, like your Ice Power for Stone Cold and your the Green Dingo's Power Blast, this is what I meant to go over in the half hour before we got here, instead of just chatting about stuff, which was delightful. But you can if you have a chart power, then you can do essentially Spellburn on that and burn off points from your physical stats. Essentially, it's you using like the last of your energy to do it. If you roll a 1, there's a chance for a misfire, but there's also a chance that instead you're going to get a Revoltant Development. And there's a chart for Revoltant Developments over here. It's a d20 and add your luck check if that comes up. So we'll see. But
fantastic. One last question: how many PowerPoints do I have, and how do I get them back?
Does it not say on the top there your character sheet? Did I leave that up? Damn it!
It's got PowerPoints equals, but it has no number.
It's equal to your combined strength, agility, endurance, personality, and intelligence. Add all of those up, and that total is your PowerPoints. Sorry.
Oh wow. Okay. So I gotta. So it's 1 PowerPoint per use, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So with my heightened intelligence, I've actually got quite a few of these. All right, cool. So I am going to lean back, spread my arms, and sort of bay at the bad guys in a legally distinct way to another superhero that's played by an Australian actor, and I'm going to rush in. There's I'm assuming there's quite a number of them. There was like 4 at my count, I guess.
There were 3. One of them right now, Talisman is standing over one, and there are 2 more in there who have taken cover and who are firing at you from behind cover.
You can see who you're.
Okay, so do I have the control over my Power Blast to make it hit certain creatures, or is it just basically anyone who's caught in the range?
Oh no, it's like a ray. You just shoot like a, it's a you get one guy at a time with that thing. It's a
oh, so it's not like an AOE. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, no, I'm gonna. So I bay, I run in, and then bang, Power Blast at one of them.
All right. So go ahead and make
undamaged
that check.
one.
Check
Let's
that
do it.
at the undamaged one. Gotcha.
Cool. Oh, that's a so, and then there's a +3, is it, that I get on it?
Yeah, you had your character level. Mm-hmm. Just like it was.
Yeah, cool. Sweet. So I got a 22, which gives me 3d6 + 3
all right.
damage.
Boom. Roll it up.
Yeah. Let's do it. 2 + 2 + 1. This isn't as impressive as I'd hoped. That's an 8 altogether.
8 altogether. So that is...
But it looked impressive though, right? Like even if it wasn't impressive in damage terms, like the performance is good.
Oh yeah, he's behind that pillar, and what happens is you hit him, but you he got some cover from the pillar. It hit the pillar, it took a big chunk out of it, and a bunch of debris all blasted back up in his face, and he's like stepping back and just looking like a misery from that and such. He's still
he got the point.
He knows what's up. You know what I'm saying?
He got the point.
But still though, good roll. That was awesome. And fight continues. That was Dingo. It's the top of the order. Vespa. Vespa, it is your turn. There's one left up there, and across the street, maybe like 100 feet away, say 30 yards away or meters or however, you see that there is, you can see where Osprey is squared off against some shadowy figure, and there's a wall of ice that seems to have sprung up there too. That is what you see.
Right. I think I'm going to try and finish off this remaining roof guy.
Gotcha.
First. I sort of pull out of my dive into another stinger attack on the next guy.
Get him with the stinger.
So 16.
16. Boom, 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 boom. That's a hit. Give me damage.
So 11 this time.
Boom! You took out number 2. The second guy on the roof, you sting him right, and like the power of the stinger gets him. Gah! And he falls over, unconscious. Nicely done. And then your danger sense starts to go off. You don't know what's up, but you feeling it. It's something. All right, Talisman, you are down in the lobby, standing over one of them. You hit them last time, but now they're standing over there and they're gun trained on you. What are you going to do?
Oh, can I pick him up and throw him at another one?
Absolutely, you can. Okay, give me a strength versus strength check to lift him up. D20, add your bump on there. Oh, boy.
It's a 13.
You got it. Just give me your attack roll as you chunk him into the other dude.
Okay, that's
Looking for a 15.
11. I didn't get it.
Now spend some luck points.
That's a D14.
Oh, yeah. Maybe roll the big kid dice there, Val.
Sorry. I have to reroll the strength check too. Even though
All right. Reroll strength check.
Strength check is a 20.
Hell. Y'all see Talisman lift the one up.
The attack roll is a 17.
Yeah, Talisman flings the one into the other one. Roll me a D6 plus your strength modifiers.
7 damage.
Yeah, so the one that you already hit that one the first time, like you knock him, like he's out cold. The other guy is still up, but just barely. So there's one. The two of them that are in the lobby are still both up, but like one guy, you just knocked out one dude silly, and the other one is now like kind of staggered back and getting ready to whip his gun around and train it upon you. Okay, couple of things happen. So, yeah, sure enough, from where Vespa is on the roof, suddenly there's an explosion. Something bursts through the roof and flies up into the air. And you see, the maniacal high-tech armor villain Hardware. Sleek silver armor, bristling with weapons, glowing green light around his, like that, around him and such. He flies out of there, and you hear his, like, mechanical thing is like, "Oh, the Vespa has come to join the party. Prepare to meet your doom, insect. I'll squish you like the bug you are." Putting my hand in front of my mouth didn't change the voice as anywhere near like I would have liked. So I apologize. I need something proper.
Looks like things just got extreme. Am I right, team?
But that's not all. Down in the bottom, down there in the what do you call it? Down in the lobby, the elevator door opens up, and everyone is like, "Oh no!" You see one of the most terrifying villains that the city has ever produced. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the silent menace of the Mime. Full mime outfit, little tiny derby, comes out, looks over at you, kind of gives you one of these, and like looks over at Talisman and starts putting a fake wall up in front of between y'all.
He's trapped himself. What a fool.
And Dingo, you're there too. You see this as well. So that is what you see this round. Osprey, over where you are, what is she going to do? She is going to actually attack the ice wall. Here it comes. And once again, you hear that noise like a room full of clarinets. Oh, yeah, she gets a 27. And that ice wall just shatters into a million pieces. And ice stands all over the place. And she's standing there. She still has that shimmering force field kind of thing around her, like her sonic field. And she is like, any more tricks before I pound you into the pavement, Osprey? She says, and she's that is what she does this round. And then that's what I did. And then the two soldiers that are inside, the one remaining soldier, I am going to make him a morale check. See, there are now the big kids have arrived, and she's maybe he doesn't need to be here anymore now that his two friends have gotten knocked out and his other buddy got thrown and their heads collide and he has 3 hit points left. So
doesn't get paid enough for this.
He really doesn't. This is the guy. He couldn't wait to shoot somebody, and now he can't wait to run. And y'all out front, you actually see Stone Cold. You actually see one of these dog soldiers runs out through the shattered front glass doors. Leaps out through there and is out onto the street. Is making his way into the night. Is getting ready to, as we say in the States, dip. We did when I was a kid. All right, and that is it. Stone Cold, you are outside. You can still see the rooftop fight going on where Osprey is fighting up there with Clarinet. You could go into the lobby. You could just zap this one runner guy if you wanted to. Well, your oyster, my friend.
If there's a mime around, that's something for a French superhero. So I think I have a bonus of 60 in movement. Can I just rush into him and blast him at the same time?
You got it. So so Stone Cold makes an ice slide appear in front of them and just slides right into the lobby. Bomb, bomb, bomb. Give me a luck check, Talisman. Give me a luck check, Green Dingo.
Ooh. A luck check. I rolled a natural 20.
You know what? You see someone who you don't recognize at all, creating a sheet of ice and flying in here. Dingo, how'd you do?
Not good.
Yeah.
I rolled a 15 on an 8.
There's a. You don't know who this mysterious stranger in the cool ice suit is, but they have arrived.
I see the actual Stone Cold Steve Austin slide in on a slide. Yeah. Just crushing beer cans.
It was a wrestling. I just learned that, but
what was this thing? Austin 316. I just kicked your behind. So he didn't say you're behind because he was on basic cable. He could say whatever he liked. All right, but you can with your increased movement rate, you can slide right into there to where the mime is. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
All right, 17.
Yeah. Okay. Roll me some damage.
Great. Hold on. So with a 17, it will be 1d6, I believe. Yep. 3.
3.
Yep.
Okay, you got a 3. So here is what happens.
Oh, no. How does it work for the PowerPoints? I have to roll on top.
No, the PowerPoints are your cost. So that's how much your attack. You spend those as you go on, and you regenerate those overnight.
All right.
So. Or if you have a long rest. No, I'm playing. All right. So you said you did 3 points of damage?
Yeah.
All right. What happens is you actually you're going out there. You see this mime there, and it's like you go right after him, but it appears then you just bang off. It appears like you have banged off the invisible wall that the mime was making in the air there and such. They apparently have created some kind of a force field. You can tell that you've weakened their force field some, but that it's still standing. And he looks at you and he gets ready to do something horrifying. But we'll see that in a moment. So there you go. Anyway, that was awesome, Stone Cold. Professor Pink Eye, up top, you can see where hardware has just flown out of the top of this place and is hovering in the air and training his many, many, many weapons on the Vespa.
That's bad news. So
right.
Professor Pink Eye pops up and addresses the supervillain. Says, Hardwire, we meet again. And you'll notice that the autocorrect that's built into Professor Pink Eye's positronic brain routinely malfunctions. So he refers to most supervillains by the wrong name,
Nice.
which probably is not going to help when it comes time to defend against an attack. However, this seems like a perfect time to fire the paralysis ray one more time and see if we can't. Yeah. Oh, this time 13.
13 is yeah, his armor is highly protective, and you bounce off of his the energy field his armor exudes.
Right. That's two expensive misses when it comes to PowerPoints. That's going to be trouble. Yep.
Yeah, he's like, he says, "Oh, Professor Pink Eye, get ready." He's like, "I'm going to take your gear and throw it in my junk closet." But he can't go this round yet. It's actually Green Dingo down there on the ground. So Dingo, the one that you were fighting ran away, and now you see that there is a mime in there that has appeared, and it appears like you don't know who this icebound warrior is, but they seem to also be attacking your enemies. It is your turn. What are you going to do?
Well, so I have heightened intelligence, so I think the strategic mind would prevail here, and if the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? So I'm not gonna have it go at Stone Cold, but I will. So there's a mime in here, right?
Yes, sir.
And I know this mime to be a hideous supervillain.
Everybody hates the mime.
I mean, yeah, just like in real life. So yeah, I mean, like I'll look at the mime and I'll give him a bit of the mime and I'll be like, you, and then I'm gonna power blast towards.
Power blast.
Yeah, let's do this. So I know how to do this now. We do that, and that is a 14, which gives me a 1d6 against the mime.
Roll that up.
It almost adds up to my 3d6. Actually, no, it does. It's an 8. An 8. I rolled with one dice more than I rolled with the 3 dice earlier.
So it seems like that energy attack really did a number on his force field. It's still up there, but for a moment, it's like you can see it kind of like actually like blows him back a little bit and eats up a lot of his power. And,
yeah, it does.
He is looking pretty like. He is looking piped by this, and he's looking over at you, and and like actually like calls for help on his radio. So who knows if that's going to bring anybody? Osprey, I think I skipped you. Your go now. It's your turn. I don't know what happened.
Okay. I can detect weakness. So face toe to toe with Clarinet. What is her weakness apart from the fact she's clearly quite smugging up herself?
Gotcha. You know what her weakness is actually she takes additional damage from sorry, we're trying to read my notes here. From actual fisticuffs, like melee attacks. She's vulnerable to melee attacks. She's she's great against energy stuff, but she's vulnerable to actual fisticuffs.
Okay. Well, this time I'm gonna have to hit it harder, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right.
So I can make an attack as well, yeah? Just a regular attack?
Yep, make your regular.
Cast fist on her. Yeah.
That was a 13.
Yeah. So you kind of slide off of her sonic barrier, and for a moment, your stomach gets all queasy as these waves of sonic energy go through it and such. And she's like, she's like, face the music. You can't beat me. Get ready to be, get ready to be orchestrated into the ground. I don't know. I lost that one. She's like, that's not my best. There you go. Sorry about that. I don't know how I skipped you that last time, but that's it. You're getting ready to almost go again. It is the top of the order, and it is Vespa. Vespa, you can see that hardware has burst out the ceiling and has been engaged by Professor Pink Eye. What are you? You've knocked out the two goons that were on the two dog soldiers that were on the roof. What are you going to do?
I'm feeling like my general attacks are more suited to fighting clarinet than the hardware chap. If I disengage and attempt to help out the Osprey.
Okay, so you're going to fly over there?
Speed.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's fantastic. You fly across the way and make your way. What's your speed?
60 feet flying.
Yeah, 120. Yeah, you're close enough to where you can get there. You got to go for a full round charge, so you'll be +2 on this attack roll, but you'll be -2 on your damage for next time.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do a stinger attack on the end of that movement, if I can.
Okay, give it up.
It's my one move. I'm going to say that's why they call me the Murder Hornet.
I'm kind of shocked you didn't go with that name, actually.
if we were villains,
Got him.
I would have.
If you become a villain, that'd be your.
Absolutely. I've rolled an 11 to the attack, though.
You got 11?
+2, so it's actually a 13.
13, yeah. You bounce off of her sonic barrier. And she's like, and she speaks, like, you can see her just, like, say, like in a normal voice, but, like, all of you guys everywhere around here can hear her voice. She can project her voice, like, superpower style. And everyone here's like, I'm still in position 3. I need backup. I'm surrounded. Get over here, Rock. And that is what you hear. So you have gone across the way and done this. And Osprey, it is your turn again. Because I slid over you last time, my bad.
I'm going to slide over to her and slash her up with these claws this time. I'm feeling much more confident.
Yeah. You got peeps there.
That would be a 14, which was a slightly better hit.
Yeah, you're about 3 luck points away from connecting here if you're feeling
yeah, no, not ready to burn that yet.
All right, gotcha. So so in true super fight fashion, she is swinging her arms around. These sound waves are repelling your attacks and such. And she is not a flyer. So that is it. So it is Talisman. Talisman, it is your turn. You can go ahead and make your or tell me what you're going to do. So you were down there. You flung that last one, and now there's a mine that just showed up here out of no place. What's up with that?
We also have a friend who showed up out of no place who's helping us fight the mime. So I think, while the mime is busy, I'm going to try to mind probe him to find out who is behind all this.
Okay, you're going to mind probe the mime?
Yes, I know.
Ooh.
I know that I'm asking for some psychic damage, but I'm going to take one for the team here.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, make your check.
Oh, that's a 8.
You got an 8 total? Yeah. You sense that the mime's willpower is pretty intense. And is able to repel your mental assault.
I just, deep down, I just really don't want to see what's in there.
That's legit. That's legit.
His mind is telling you no.
Wow, that's awesome. This is just so y'all even remember that one. That's fantastic. All right, so it is their turn. So okay, force field, 2 damage. So down in the lobby, the mime pretends to throw like a ball up in the air, then pretends to bat it. You'll hear a sound. She's going after the dingo. She's gonna get a 14. Does that get you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you don't see anything, but yeah, just like up their old tricks, you feel a baseball hit you center of mass, and you were going to take 13 points of damage. Don't forget your invulnerability. Over on the far roof, it is time the clarinet. Clarinet is making a sonic attack. I'm going to roll random. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be Osprey. 4, 5, 6. It's going to be Vespa. Osprey. Here comes that sonic attack. Once again, you hear that hideous noise. Does a 15 get you?
It does not. No.
Okay, so she fires a sonic blast. It goes over your head, and it actually across behind you. There's like a huge big news crawl marquee, and it's the end of the world ? As it's flying by, just gets shattered into a million pieces. Glass blows all over the street. Now you start to hear sirens and things as the whole thing kind of starts going pear-shaped over there. Hearing cop sirens in the background, and that is when up on top there, hardware is going to target. Okay, hardware is going to target the. I got two people up there. Pink Eye, no, just Pink Eye.
Just
Pink
me,
Eye,
yep.
you're fixing to get blasted. All right, so this is a two-powered attack. This one is an attack roll and then a roll on the power. So here comes the attack roll. Is going to get a total of a 16. Does that get you?
Yes, it does.
All right, and then this is me rolling for the actual power effect. All right, could have been better, but all right, you are going to take 5 points of damage. And go ahead and this is the disruptor blast. Go ahead and give me a fortitude save, please. DC of 13.
No. Nope. Roll a 4.
All right. So you have technological armor. You actually lose a point of armor class. You're you got shattered, there's a wave of cracks going across your armor there and such, and your inner eye is like, uh-oh.
It's hard not to look surprised without eyelids, but maybe he looks even more surprised.
That's awesome. All right, and then there was mine, there was this one, clarinet, and sure enough, down in the streets. So, Osprey, from where you are with your heightened telescopic senses, you can see that there is one more creature who is flying in. They're not there this round, but you see what looks like an electrical blast streaking out from the alley behind the actual facility, looping up into the air, and it's headed in your direction, but it's not going to be there this round. But you see a blast of electricity, and you wonder if this doesn't, herald that short circuit of evil. Electro Rock. Could they be back in town? You thought they were in prison. Oh, well.
Why we need to eliminate prisons? No, sorry.
What'd you say?
I don't know what sounds worse. I don't know what sounds worse. The sound of clarinets or electro and rock in the same word,
All right, well, we'll see here in a moment, because they're not there this round, but they will be next round. And at this point, that last dog soldier, I will declare, has run down the alley and escaped. And unless extraordinary means are made, that one is going to get away. So it is stone cold. Stone cold. The mime is there. It's kind of surrounded. Your turn.
So what I would like to do is to cast either a wall of ice in front of him, and I would like to see did he build a wall or a dome around him. So what I would like to do, some sort of ice storm, and putting him into an ice cube, or just like a huge wall between him and us.
So make your ice blast roll there. Okay. Sure. So it's a 5-point power cost, but the higher you roll on that. Now here's the deal. You can try if you look, I want to say if you get into the 23 range or so, that is when you encase somebody in a block of ice.
Yeah.
So
I'm on 18.
Have you already rolled? Well, let's hold back. 'Cause I'm still explaining. So you might have missed this part, but you can do for any power like that's got a chart, you can do spell burn. You can it's not really spell burn, it's power burn. You can burn points from your strength, endurance, and your agility, and add that to your check if you really want to encase them in a block of ice this round.
Right. Strength, agility, or
endurance. Yeah, your physical stats, just as if you were doing spell burn in DCC.
All right. Let's roll again, and we'll see if I have to burn. That would be 20. And how much do I need again to burn? 24.
Chart there. Look on your chart. On your character sheet on the right side, there's a little chart that.
But to do the ice cube, I need what? 24.
Let me pull your character sheet up here. Hold on. Okay.
Oh, 22. Where's the attack mode?
Okay, to actually encase somebody in ice, you actually need to get a 24.
So I have rolled 18 plus 3 is 21, and I'm going to burn 3 points of
There you go.
agility.
You got it. Roll me a die 4. And here comes my saving throw again, Seth. So my saving throw is a 24 because you got a 24. But also, this also does damage, so don't forget to roll the damage as well.
Okay, so the d4 will be 2, and the damage will be... Sorry about that. 6.
Okay, so suddenly the mime is completely encased in ice and will be for 2 rounds. So for 2 rounds, the mime is like and completely like covered up in a sheet of ice and is looking a little ridiculous. Now, still posed up like he's doing something, in the way of mime.
So more ridiculous then.
I mean, all right, but that's okay though, because that was Stone Cold. That's awesome, and it is up top, Professor Pink Eye. This, what you gonna do, Prof?
Yep. So, do I think that hardware? There's a person inside. There's a actual brain in there that I could affect.
100%.
With a mind control power.
Oh yeah.
All right. Nice. Well, that's it's time for the big guns. So that's what he's going to pull out.
All right.
He's going to mentally attack hardware and suggest that he take a nosedive off this roof.
Gotcha. Nosedive. Make your roll there.
Yeah, we're already in bad shape. That was a 11.
An 11. So that means that my saving throw for that is an 11.
Mm-hmm.
Here it comes. 1 second. Ooh. Woo! So, how long does that last?
Well, it's only a 10-foot range. There's another saving throw involved in doing something like I'm describing now.
Yeah.
It's one thing to say paint a fence. It's another thing to say, jump off the roof.
Gotcha.
But
and you're going for jump off the roof. So you have flown up within 10-foot range. So now you're right there. Okay. Failed their first saving throw, but I'm going to go ahead and roll that second saving throw. And yeah. So here's what happens. While they are under mental control, they are not going to do that. So this round, they are just going to hover there, and they're going to lose a turn and do nothing. And he grabs his head and is like, get out of my mind, you busybody eyeball, and it's like while the fight goes on.
Fair enough.
Yeah, nicely done, Professor. Speaking of the green dingo, baby. Hey, the mime just got encased in ice. What are you gonna do?
Everyone's speaking of the green dingo. You know how it is. So the bad guys are like significantly above my head at this point, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, you guys are all on the radio, so I'm assuming that people are sending reports. Yeah, there's a fight going on above the building. There's a fight going on across the street, and there's this fight in here with Mime, who is. You can see the ice is already starting to melt off of them. I mean, they're not out of the fight entirely, but they are stuck for a few rounds.
Right. And I mean, I'm assuming any sort of damage that I do will sort of start damaging that ice. The hardware bad guy. Now he foolishly made a fairly grand entrance where he broke the roof of the place that he came out of. Did he not?
Indeed, yes.
So there's a big old skylight right above me, right? That points straight out.
This is a 5-story building. You figure he was probably on a different floor. The mine came down from the elevator, though. If maybe there's some way of figuring out what floor they're all on. Maybe there's a way to do it. Maybe.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, yeah. So I will rush to the elevator, and then I will CSI New Chicago. Look at the buttons and work out which buttons have been pressed recently.
Hell yeah! Give
so
me
that I
a
can go there.
give me a check with your super high intelligence.
Let's do it. Oh, that doesn't. Yeah. I'm not even sure if there are buttons in here. It's a 12. It's a 12.
On a total of 12, I'm going to say that at this point you're not sure. So you were in the elevator and can make a move next round.
Cool. I'm just going to press a button at random, and we can roll a dice for it later.
Sure.
See how lucky I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the elevator.
You are in the elevator, and we will come back to you the next time. So hey, Vespa, you are up on top there, and you see that hardware is up there grabbing his head and like, so you're on the other side. You're fighting against you're over there with Clarinet. What are you going to go for, Vespa?
I take another swing with my stinger at Clarinet.
Sting! Go for it.
So 11 plus 6, so 17 this time.
Oh, you have gotten through the force field. Give me some damage, cousin.
For 10.
Yeah, that's terrible. Okay, so at this point, like Clarinet like staggers, and it's just like you foresaw, Osprey. Physical damage is like she's great against mental stuff, but physical damage has really messed her up. You do not think she can survive or can stay conscious for another attack of that level. She kind of like falters and is like and is looking for assistance, but it hasn't gotten there yet. But it's your turn, Osprey. So you can see there's one coming in, flying up here like electricity, and she's right in front of you. What are you going to do?
So Osprey's going to extend his wings, which actually would look pretty impressive, but for the sort of weird fluttering effect, because they're sort of translucent and slightly tacky and very 80s, and he's going to power 30, 40, 50 feet in the air for his move action, so he can specifically make a charge attack. Rather than a charge attack, this is going to be like a dive bomb. Claws extended, feet and legs, kind of good in his head, but kind of clumsy looking, but smacking. Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. Yeah, give me an attack roll.
So I get a +2.
+2, yep.
That's the face of a good roll.
Yeah.
That 3 points of luck that you told me I was going to have to burn to make a 14 hit earlier, I'll be spending them now.
Boom, there you go. Give me your damage.
That is 11 points of damage, though.
Wow. You just come down on top of Clarinet. She's like, no! Boom! You hit Clarinet, and Clarinet goes down. Boom!
All right.
Lands there in a heap. And that's terrible. Nicely done. And when she hits the ground, hits the ceiling, hits the roof, and she falls back, and you can see that wavy energy field in front of her just dies.
Nice.
And now she's laying there clearly just knocked the heck out. Nicely done, Osprey. It's Talisman inside. What are you gonna do?
You know what? I am going to try to probe the mind again.
Okay.
I'm just going to discipline myself. I know it's going to be bad in there. I'm just gonna
go ahead and for this roll, you can actually go ahead and roll a d24 for this because they are stunned, technically. So.
let me make sure this is actually a d24.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm glad it's not just me.
Okay. Yes, okay. Ooh, that's a 23 plus 6 is 29. 29.
Okay, here comes my saving throw against that. No. Okay, so just like you expected, the mime's brain is just a nuthatch. It's so loud in there too. You actually hear the roar of the crowd and people who are in their imaginings. There are people who are chanting their name. Go mime, go! You're so great. We all love mimes. Do something. Do the walk in the wind thing. It's just gross. But you also can tell that Yeah, sure enough, up on the 5th floor, their employer is up there, currently working the controls that will drag more pieces of space debris out of the Earth's atmosphere and throw them at the Earth up on floor 5. But you also see that the mime is not aware of who their boss is. The mime has been promised $5 million and citizenship in the new sovereign state of New Chicago once the scheme is over, but does not know who their boss is.
Mm-hmm. I will say out loud, son, one thing that your mother should have told you is to always know who signs your paychecks. And I can't do it this round. I'm gonna have to punch him to knock him out next round. But I'll tell the Iceman here, the 5th floor. 5th floor.
Okay. So so y'all see Talisman, the undead superhero, calls out, and Dingo, Stone, and you hear that the creature that the other bad guys are up there on 5. And that is what you here. It is their turn. So up above, here's what happens. Up where the so hardware is up there, okay, and being is still mentally thralled by this. Is going to have to make another saving throw to try to break out of your power things. Can't do it this round, but is still struggling against it. So this round they are still just hovering there in the air and trying to fight it. Osprey and Vespa, where y'all are, you see that streak of lightning that came out of the back parking lot flies up overhead and lands right by you. And sure enough, it is the short circuit of evil, Electro Rock. So Electro Rock is dressed like a he's an evil breakdancer. Okay, so he's got a headband on and parachute pants and big old laces things. He comes up here and he's like, what? And he is going to send a blast of electricity at Osprey. And he is going to get a 21 with that.
That's going to hit.
Yeah, and you are going to take, that's a chart roll. All right, so this is second roll is the chart to see where the thing is. Okay. That can be worse. All right, you were going to take, all right, you take 8 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And don't you have armor?
Armor
60 something?
Might be me.
No, I don't have armor.
60.
You don't have armor? Okay. Then you take 8 points of damage, and please give me a fortitude save, DC 16.
I'm going to burn another point of luck to... Oh.
Boom.
I'm going to burn 2 points of luck to make that happen.
Sure. You are not stunned then. You luckily, you have that superhero mustn't black out moment. You fight through the pain and the unconsciousness, and stream justice, baby, boom, coming at you. Electro Rock is standing there now. He's like hovering above you guys. There's electrical power radiating off of him, and he is like, "We're the new rulers here in New Chicago. So you and your whole whack ass crew ought to just get out of here, jet, bunch of you." And that is what they say. Mime. Okay, so this is round 1 of the mime being stuck in ice. We'll be stuck in ice for one more round. Hardware is trapped up there doing his thing. That's terrible. But there you go. Fight continues. Yep, that's everyone that you can see that's in motion. Because the mime is knocked out cold. Beautiful. So it is stone cold. You have just been informed that the big boss is on 5. What are you going to do?
What I would like to do is I I believe that I have a movement of 90, so I would like to push the ice cube up for. A floor is what, 14, 15 feet?
Yes.
Something. So I would like to build up a ramp and push the ice cube up to the 5th floor, drop him, and with the rest of movement that I have, straight into the window.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna call this a power feat. Give me an ice blast attack because you got to make a slide. I see what you're going for. You're making like ice slide and shove them up there.
Yep.
Roll me a d16 and add your modifier for that.
All right.
Got a number in my mind.
17.
Yeah, that's well. So you go outside, take this thing up, and then drop him off at the 5th level. He kind of like and lands there on the ground. Roll me 5d6, please.
Wow. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, 13, 18.
Gotcha. Okay, and is laying there like on the ground, boom, boom, boom. And I'm gonna say that you have to burst through the window next round. Like it took your move to get out of there and get up there and drop them, and then next round you can bust in through the window. But that was nice. And it looks like it's time for up top, Professor Pink Eye.
Oh, well, Brendan, you know how like when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Yes, sir.
When you're a robotic suit housing a giant eyeball in pink jelly, and you're almost out of power.
Really?
Everyone who's named Hardware looks like a battery. Yep. So since he's under the mind control and not able to affect me, do I think I can figure out a way to zap a little juice out of him this round?
His suit is all high tech. If you told him to to like link up with you could try. He's still in your command. If you tell him to link up with your suit and like send you over some reserve power,
right?
Yeah, that might work.
Cool. Well, I did bring my USB cable, so I think we might be good to go.
You just got to try and plug it in 3 times until you get it right.
Exactly. Wrong, right.
No, yes. How that work?
Hey, 18 was my roll. I'm not sure what I'm adding to that, but that's
3. You add 3 to that. Okay, so sure enough, he moves around and like moves his hip up next to your hip. Cord comes out of there. On his next round, which is coming up, he will shoot you over some juice.
Nice. Okay.
All right. Awesome. So that was still a big guy. It is Dingo. You are in the elevator. You have heard the bad guys up there on 5.
All right. So what was the button that I pressed earlier? Did I happen to press 5?
Oh, I rolled 5. I got a 5. That 5. That's the wrong die. I rolled the wrong die. I'm gonna roll again. You rolled 4. So and actually the doors open up on 4, and you see a bunch of like knocked out security guards just laying there like, just like they just got beat down. So next round,
sleeping on the job, fellas.
Like pile of teeth next to the one dude. But we'll see.
So can I use my heightened intelligence to 90s action movie style hack the elevator in order to be able to start moving really quickly, so I can potentially get myself up to 5 and then send it down really quickly for Spectre to use, like on the next round or something?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds feasible. Yeah. Give me.
I mean, it's 90s hackers, right? I can do what I want. I just got to break the firewall with basic.
You can hack the earth, really, if you roll high enough.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Enhance.
Yeah. Give me an intelligence check.
All right, cool.
D20 add your mighty intelligence modifier.
That is a 26.
Oh, yeah. You use a modified algorithm to run through their ICE. And, yeah, it's going to take you up to 5 and immediately fly down and grab the next person who wants to come up there on your next round. So this is what you do. This round.
Hacking extreme.
Computer justice. I love it. So sure enough, you start hitting buttons and pressing knobs, and stick a paper clip in the little fireman's plug thing there, and it's you have complete control over the elevator at this point, for what it's worth, which is awesome. And then next round it'll drop you up 1-5, and then it'll drop the round after that is going to it'll come back down and immediately grab the next person if they want to head up there. And since you're all on radios, you can radio that to the next person. But that is awesome. That was the Dingo. And it's the top of the order. It is Vespa. Vespa Electro Rock is hovering about 10 feet over your thing, and he's literally dissing you. He's popping and locking in your face. You want to take that nonsense from him?
No, and I have one move, which is the stinger attack.
I realize now, but these were all randoms. We rolled up all these guys and such, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You got like danger sense and such.
I've got danger sense. I've got both heightened senses and diminished senses, no color vision.
Yeah.
Got high agility.
There's nothing that would insult a breakdancer more than someone who's only got a 2-step though as well. So you might be his kryptonite.
Someone's trying to blind me with colors. I'm immune to that probably. I'm just gonna buzz up and back down abdomen first, right into the head region if I can.
All right, go for it.
That's an 18. I rolled a second.
That's 18. That's gonna hit. Give me the damage.
1 + 6 for 7 damage.
Okay, 7 points of damage. So here's what happens when you hit him. He definitely takes all of that, right? But you get like a shock when you actually make physical connection with him. So you are going to take 5 points of damage as well, as electrical power bursts through you.
Does that count my armor or my health?
Okay, so you have armor. You're the guy with armor.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your armor rating?
Armor A +4 AC, 60 points of armor, it says.
Okay, so what you want to do is roll percentage dice, and if you get a 60 or lower, it comes off your armor.
That is a 9.
Yeah, so so subtract that off your armor, and then next round, any more attacks that you're the percentage chance of your armor working gets lowered and lowered and lowered.
Right.
All right. So so that's great. But you definitely hurt him some. Gotcha. Sorry. Sometimes my real, my other arch enemy is my handwriting. I apologize, y'all. So but yeah, so you go over there. You definitely did some damage to him, and he's like, "Oh, disrespected. How you gonna disrespect me in my own city? Oh, pal, I'll tell you what. You just cooked you up some bad electric." And he's getting ready to zap you into the middle of next week.
I'm missing a high pitch buzzing at this point.
Yeah. Your hair is starting to stand up, but it's Osprey, however, to the rescue. You can go first.
So this guy is not taking. He's zapping back when Vesper attacked, with electrical attack.
He's got an electrical shield around him.
Okay. Is there a water feature out the front of this place?
There is. You make a luck check. D20 roll low.
Been rolling. Yes.
Oh yeah.
5 under 8.
There is an old-timey superhero-looking water tower. You know what I mean? Up on legs and such. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So here's my attack. I'm gonna dive bomb on him. I'm gonna try and grab him with my foot claws, and I'm gonna try and fly. I think I'm gonna try and sort of drop him. So I'm gonna scoot down, pick him up, and then try and flick. Toss him basically in the direction of this water tower in the hopes.
I got you.
It's
perfect.
It's great in the head.
That'll be like a grapple. Okay, so go ahead and give me like a strength versus strength D20 and add your strength mod.
That's a 13.
Ooh, 13. Feel like spending 2 more luck points?
No.
You go over there and grab him, and he gets out of that with the slickest breakdancing move you've ever seen. You know what I mean? And then now he's like, Dan, And he's getting ready to. We'll see. He's getting ready to come back at you with something because it is Talisman. Your turn. So the elevator has not yet returned yet, but it has been hacked and pre-programmed to come and get you next round, unless you have something else you want to try.
I can fly pretty fast, so I think I'll fly up to the 5th floor.
All right. You fly up to the 5th floor, and you can fly up and be over there by Stone Cold, who's also about to burst in through the 5th floor window up there.
Yep.
So,
maximum speed and.
All right. So the two of y'all are you're up there, hovering outside this window up there with your spooky self. Now the city is a chorus of police sirens and emergency vehicles, as like you can see that like they're starting to like block off the streets around the facility, and you're starting to hear radio chatter as the police are like, I need a barrier all the way up to to Lake Street, you know what I'm saying? I need cops on Illinois. But so you are up there and fight continues. It is their turn. So, what the heck do I have? Electro Rock is my only guy left in this fight. But he has decided he is going to turn it up on Vespa. He is going to actually do like a big old power burn on Vespa. Hold on a minute here. Okay, so all right, so here it goes. You see him just like light up with power, and like you see electrical like waves like coming off of him and such. Here's the attack roll. The attack roll is a crit, bro. I don't want to tell you. And then here comes the actual blast itself. At least he rolled crap on that, so that could have been worse. So you are going to take. Okay. Okay, so you take 11 points of damage, but then it's also a crit. That's a 9 on this crit. Where's my little bugger? There we go. So you take 11 points of damage, so roll your armor percentage to see if your armor soaks that.
It's 13 for armor, so it's off my armor again.
So yep, comes off your armor. Then 9. You take an additional plus 2d6 damage, and tell me this is a roll. So roll against your armor again, and see if you take this next shot.
Still under my armor.
Okay, cool. So you take another 11 points of damage from your armor, and it's a good thing too, because he would have broken your leg if he had actually hit you with that, and that would have been all kinds of bad. He is like, I'll fry your mind, and like. This power there, but like, so you all for a moment there, you all see Vespa's like skeleton appearing through their body, and electricity like shooting off of your wings. But you are staying in this fight and keeping it going, which is awesome. I didn't get through your armor, and then that is it for all of them. So Stone Cold, you can bust into the 5th floor window,
and I do. Let's go.
All right, you smash into the window. So the 5th floor is like one great big, huge, giant, sort of like a research laboratory, okay? So in the middle of it, there's clearly this huge piece of apparatus, okay? So it's like pointed up towards the ceiling. And from here, you can actually see, there's a pile of debris, probably where hardware flew through the ceiling before and such, you know what I'm saying? You can look out up and see the sky and such. So you can see there's this huge device down there, all kinds of swirling rings about it. And you can feel, like, as you get here, like, you can see this weird electrical and magnetic thing is going on here. Like, throughout this room, like, pens are floating around, and chairs are moving of their own accord and such. And, like, the whole air, it feels like ozone. The air has that charged feeling that you get when you're around ozone. And standing in front of that, standing in front of the device itself, you see, roll me a luck check. So you're not in the gang, so we'll see what you see. Roll me a luck check. Roll low.
That's not good. 19, and I think I have something.
All right. You see this creature there. He is humanoid. He is 10 foot tall. He appears to be made entirely out of stone. He's made of granite. His hair is granite. His eyes are granite. When you get there, he kind of like looks up at you and like raises his hands up to his fist and smacks it. And there's this shockwave comes off of it as he does that. And he sort of plants himself in front of that great big device and like, is getting ready to defend himself against you. So your move action was a burst in through the window, but you can still do something if you have a range attack.
Yeah, I would like to blast his leg to create a block of ice so he cannot move.
All right, give me a shot.
Is 12 okay?
No, 12. You kind of like bounce off of his armored self, like off of like, he's this guy is all over armor, you think, and he kind of looks at you and just shakes his head, and you hear like it's like stone grating on stone as he shakes no at you. But that's the fight is not over. That was Stone Cold. Up on top, it is Professor Pink Eye. Oh, also, I forgot something else last round. Stone Cold went on your round as well. And he is going to roll me 2d20.
2d20, okay, right. 13 and 7.
No, I'm sorry. I meant Professor Pink Eye. Roll 2d20. My bad.
Oh, sorry.
My bad.
You know it's going to be good when the judge asks you to roll odd-shaped die.
A 6 and a 10.
So 16. So you get you absorb 16 points of power from him.
Awesome.
And he is kind of looking. He is still in this fight, but look at your aim.
Okay, so I assume that'll be my action this round is soaking up that juice and.
No, that's his action is to transfer it to you.
Oh, okay, cool.
But he is also. I'm going to once again make him his saving throw to see if he's going to snap out of this. He is rolling garbage and can't do it. So he is still like, here you go. Need a tissue while you're over here, or I got half a sandwich.
Fair enough.
Get in there, supervillains. Come on now. That's all right though, because the fight it ain't over until it's over. Mm-hmm. So that happened on his round. So now it is your turn. You can go and do something this round.
Oh, I can?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. I'm going to use some of that new power that he just provided me and go with my illusionary powers to make it appear that I am both visually and audibly, make it seem like I'm staying there and fighting him from the front. But in the meantime, I'm going to try my paralysis ray again from behind. So that sounds like it might be 2 rounds of
that is 2 rounds. Yeah, mm-hmm. But if it works though, I'll give you a mod on that.
Sounds good
for these the illusionary attack. So suddenly there's an illusionary double of you mm-hmm. dealing with him from the front as you actually fly around to the back, mm-hmm. leaving your power charger wire hanging out in the breeze. All right. But the illusionary double of you is there. Is like getting ready to blast him, mm-hmm. and I assume you release. Well, we'll get to that. All right. Okay. So so that is awesome. And it is Dingo. Dingo, you get out, like the elevator opens up on the 5th floor, and immediately, as soon as you step out, it just shoots back down. Not that there's anyone there. But you were in this great, big, huge, like apparently the 5th floor is all one great big room. Okay, and sure enough, you see that ice guy that you saw down in the lobby has busted in through one of the windows. And there is a giant, huge device in there with all swirly bits and points pointing at the ceiling. You can feel like the electrical power throughout this place, and you see like coins stuck to the walls, and like you feel this charge of electric power throughout everything. And you see none other than the Stone Lord standing in front of this creature, the Stone Lord, the massive mountain of malice. He's standing there in front of this thing and getting ready to defend against whatever it is that Stone Cold does. There's a little bit of ice in the ground, so it looks like an attack might have already gone through. You have your round. What are you going to do?
There's also the hardwire in here as well, albeit subdued, right?
Hardwire is on the
happening
roof.
on the same floor?
No, hardwire
is
actually hovering like 50 feet over the actual ceiling. So
right.
That is what you see.
And what did this this stone supervillain? What sort of size is he in relation to the elevator?
He couldn't get in the elevator without like literally getting on his butt and scooting in. He's like 10 foot tall and massive. Think like think like the Hulk but made of rock. He's like that.
Okay. So when you say you could get on his butt and scoot in, there is a way to fit him in, but it's not comfortable.
Yeah, he'd have to scrunch down there and sort of like.
I guess he's not like 10 stories tall, sort of thing.
No, he's like
right,
he's like Hulk size. He's like 11 foot tall.
Okay, cool. So the elevator doors open, and I've got my back to the elevator, and it looks like I'm being really silly, but actually, I turn around and I flex my hacker glove, and I say, "Looks like here's another shrimp for the Barbie Extreme," and I go running in. And in flexing my hacker glove, I've obviously built into canon the fact that I now have remote control over the elevator. And I say, get him in there. And I run towards the device. I assume that I'm probably going to be using most of my movement or actions
to get over there,
to be able to get over to the thing. But I yell out to my teammates, "Get him into the elevator!" And I get towards this mysterious device.
Okay, gotcha. So you have run up towards the device on your round. That's awesome. It's the top of the order. It is Vespa still out front. Electro Block just hit you with everything he had, and yet you are still standing because he rolled garbage. But that's okay though. I believe in you, Vespa. Sure, maybe we should have rolled again and given you some more attack options, or I don't know, something. But
That's all right.
I believe in you.
Can I attempt to, if Osprey's still up for it, can I attempt to help Osprey drag him over to that water tower?
You want to try to drag him under the water tower? Yes. Give me a strength versus strength check. Give me that.
It's not my strong point, but I'm going to try it. So 15.
Yeah, you're going to beat me by 11. So you drag him up there and slam him into it. Give me an attack roll. I'd rather roll your damage as if you were just like giving him a regular attack thing to slam him into the, just slam him into this and burst him through.
Regular punch attack, that would be a 1.
You have 1 point of damage. So he's in front of the tower, but it didn't like he kind of bangs into it. And he's like, you can see like all of a sudden he realizes, oh crap, this is a giant big, comic book style water tower. It hasn't, he hasn't burst into it, but he's not far off. That was awesome. But it's Osprey. It's your turn.
Okay, so working as a team,
you're
an extreme team.
You're muted, Bruce. You're muted.
So working as the extreme team that we are, now Vesper's lined this one up. I'm gonna smash this guy. I'm gonna go screaming towards him with my claws extended.
Gotcha.
Actually, not aiming for him, but just basically aiming to puncture sort of above, below.
Oh, you're gonna attack the thing.
Yeah. So basically, to let the water flow onto him. I mean, I'm probably going to body slam him at the same time, but the idea is to crack into the wooden water tower because I'm sure it's very flimsy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really flimsy, isn't it?
Yeah. No, that's just give me damage. That's awesome.
That was actually that wasn't that bad. That was a 17. Oh,
damage.
Yeah. Damage. That would be 11 damage.
Yeah, man. So you shatter this thing and the water just comes pouring out of it. Ah! I'm gonna get him a saving throw against giant water deluging. Man, that's terrible.
Extreme shower.
Yeah, so he actually rolled me a die 6 damage. It hits him and like 5. He sputters out. 5. All right. He sputters out for a moment, and it looks like briefly he has lost his powers. So he actually falls down to the earth because he can't hover anymore. So boom, he lands there, and he's looking up, and you're like, So you don't know how long it's going to take him to reignite his electrical power, but for the time being, he is in rough shape. Nicely done. The fight is going to continue and keep on rocking. It is Talisman. You are outside the window. The window now that has been smashed open, you can see inside and see all of that going on. So, what are you going to go for?
And I heard Green Dingo say to get the man into the elevator. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll try to swoop down, grab him by the ankle, and swing him into the elevator.
Okay, you're going to go for it. So run in there and give me a strength check.
It's a 14.
Yeah, he's 10-foot tall granite dude, and you grab him by the leg, and he just resists that with his amazing strength.
My
and
knees.
he looks.
That's what you're saying.
What now?
Lift with the knees.
Yeah. You were gonna tear a lumbar or something, or compress something, or whatever it is you do when you don't do that right.
I'll just pat him on the shoulder. Just hold still for a second.
All right. So you go over there and try dragging him, and his giant head looks down at you like. That's my impression of how it would look from your angle because he's so tall. See?
Yeah.
That's some special effects there, y'all. See if Matt Hell brings that. I don't think so. All right, so that's awesome. It did not work out, but fight continues, and it is actually their turn. So, yeah, he is gonna. Who do I? He's mad at everybody here. But I think this round, you didn't actually hurt him. I'm going to roll random. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, Talisman, 4, 5, 6, Stone Cold. What's up, Stone? So one of his, he raises his fist up, and it's like his arm stretches at you. And, flies a whole distance away from you that you are. Here it comes. Kaboosh. He is going to get a total of a 22.
Yep.
That gets you.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Mountain Fist. Douche. You take 10 points of damage, and you are knocked back. Hold on. 5 feet. So you're knocked back just back to the window where you were before when you hit Seth. And then what's he going to do? And then for his movement action, actually he'll stay right where he is. He's just going to stay like. He's going to keep planted and stay right where he is between y'all and the whatever that device is behind him. And that is, as they say, that. So outside, okay, so. All right, so here's what happens. Electro Rock is clearly having a hard time, getting a spark shower up. So he actually runs over to the convenient fire escape and starts jumping down and running his way down the fire escape, trying to put some space between y'all. And that's it. Also inside, so no one's in the back. Okay, we don't know what else happened. We don't know anything else happening this round. And that is essentially where we're at. It is time for Stone Cold. Stone Cold, this guy didn't hit you with his big old long rocky fist. Are you going to take that kind of crap from him?
Absolutely not.
My man.
No. I got in through the window, so I believe that the elevator is in front of me and is...
Yeah, on the far side, yeah.
So I'm going to put my hand on the floor and transform the floor into an ice skating ring. And with my movement, I'm going to push him into the elevator if I can.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. So we're called another power feat. Roll me a D16 and add your power bump, which should be plus 3.
So it will be plus 3. 17.
17, nice. So now, give me a strength versus strength, but you can roll a D24 since you're just going to shove him along ice, and I will give him a minus on his check because of his.
Do I have a bonus strength?
Just add your strength modifier on top of that and roll a D24.
That will be 12.
Okay, so you slide him some, and he's like trying to get purchase, but he doesn't go all the way back to the elevator. But that was awesome. That was a good power trick. And fight is going to continue. So So Stone Cold is Professor Pink Eye. So you have now flown around behind this guy. So go ahead and give me your attack check. Your illusion has him distracted. So go ahead and roll me a D24.
Nice. 24.
Really? That's
Yeah.
a crit.
Wow.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
that's a crit. So yeah, that's nice. That's it.
Third time's the paralysis ray is the charm, apparently.
It just got
That is
serious.
an extreme roll.
That is an extreme roll. Gosh, don't it? So 24. That makes it. That's his saving throw, if I remember correctly.
Yep, I think that's right.
Oh no, that's not good. And then go ahead and roll your crit too.
All right. So in this case, I don't know that there's
Actually,
any
you
damage. I
rolled
think
it.
it's just paralysis, I think.
Yeah, but it's still a crit though, so I'm gonna work all that in.
Okay.
So roll your and actually you're normally a D14 on table 3, is that right?
I think that's right. Yep.
Yeah, so instead you roll a 24 crit. So you are going to go ahead and roll me a D16 on table 4.
Cool. 16. It took about an hour and a half of crappy rolls to get here. But
All
here we
right,
are.
roll
Here
me
we are.
2D12.
All right, cool.
And here's the thing. This is where I got to give it up for. Blow shatters shield. So I'm going to say that it's going to affect his armor. He doesn't have a shield, but that's going to affect his armor directly.
Okay.
So how much damage actually did you do?
Just 12 points.
So here is what happens. So when you paralyze him, he like loses control of his suit and just dive bombs into the roof. So you guys who are fighting in that room there, all of a sudden, there's another hole gets busted through the ceiling as this guy like comes all the way through and lands on the far side of the machine. Boosh! And you actually hurt his device itself. So he's going to be at a minus as this thing like he's laying there like just a twitching. That was awesome move, man. That was really fantastic. Well done.
Lucky. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, but hey, you know what though? Sometimes lucky is what it's about. So that was a Pink Eye, and it's time for the Dingo. So he is closer to the elevator door, but he hasn't quite gotten there. However, he is standing on a sheet of ice.
Yeah, I mean, what's my feeling on the chances of this thing being able to squirm out of the elevator between rounds? Like, is it nimble?
You feel like he's not nimble, but you feel like he looks big and strong enough to just sort of like rip through it and sort of tunnel his way out of it to wherever he wants to go. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he's like I said, he's like Ben Grimm, the Hulk style guy. And you think he'll, he can find a way to kind of,
okay. This big brain here, it understands when a good plan is not such a good plan. So maybe we leave that one by the wayside, and I turn my focus onto this thing here.
That's why you're the genius,
right? I mean, come on. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna start tinkering around with this thing. Do I have any concept of it? Is it the sort of thing that I would just be able to disarm? Is there something about it that I think I might be able to use to my advantage?
Yeah, give me an intelligence check. D20, add your mods.
Let's do that. That is a 25.
Yeah, this is definitely a high-powered electromagnet, and you are sure that this is whatever he is using, whoever it is using to actually drag space debris out of space and make it attack the Earth. This has got to be it. And It's got to be able to, you figure it's got pinpoint controls and everything. It's, it's shielded. But, if you can see, though, it's clearly manned. There's a little door there, and like on the far side of it. So, like, if you go inside there and access those controls, yeah, you think you could go in there and do some damage. Maybe even shut the whole thing down without hurting it.
My weakness is low self-control to try and stop supervillains. Some people call it ego. I prefer to call it low self-control. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna head into
Dedicated
that door,
to
and
justice.
well, I guess we'll see what happens next turn, right? Mm-hmm.
All right. So the cat has let herself into my himself. It's this one in my room. So next round, everybody, the greatest villain of all, Trokio, the super cat, has arrived. You guys are in trouble now, y'all. Hold on. Sure enough, you run over there and throw that door open, and you gasp at what you see inside of things so horrifying you can't imagine it. But we'll come back to that next round.
Is it another mime?
Can't wait.
It's another.
It's a mime miming a mime.
It's a party clown, and he's making balloon animals, and it's just the whole. You feel like the whole thing's going downhill from here.
Crying clown.
He's crying clown. It's not just a clown.
Making
it's
balloon
a sad
animals with
clown. That's terrible. All right, so Dingo opens the door and gasps. Vespa, it is your turn. Electro Rock has run down is running his way down the what do you call it? He's running his way down the fire escape. What are you going to do about it?
Well, I've got to bring him to justice. I'm going to try and fly down and head him off if I can.
Head him off with a pass. All right, you fly down there and get in his face. He is like, I'm telling you, man, and like his powers are coming back, but they're not quite back yet. He's like, I will juice you up. I'm telling you, but he's not there yet, though.
Okay. I try and knock him out with a punch attack.
All right, do it up.
That is a total of 7.
Yeah, 7.
Not
He
so great.
he jumps up and grabs onto the top of the fire stairs and like drags himself up in the air so that you like go right under him as you do it, and he lands back down. Osprey, your turn.
I think I should stick with Vesper.
I think you're muted.
Doing it again, aren't I? Sorry. I think I should stick with Vesper and back him up. So can I get an attack on him without hitting Osprey?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's see if my dice have warmed up yet.
Mm-hmm.
That'll do. That will be a 22.
Oh yeah, give me that damage.
For a massive 4 points of damage.
Boom! So you hit him and he is knocked aside, but you don't take any zap damage. He's all wet still. He's like shaking the water off himself and trying to like get it back together. But he is still up and in this fight. So we will see where that all lines us up. So so there you go. So yeah, that's all right. So it is a Talisman. Talisman, you are hanging on to this thing's leg as he is moving around and being slid across the ice.
Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is get up and put my arm around its neck, like you know that scene in The Princess Bride when Wesley's got Johnny around by the neck.
I know it very well.
That is a 23.
23.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do damage. I'm not trying to like.
Yeah, no, that's gonna hit. Give me damage. You get through his armor. Give me some damage.
7 damage. I'm not saying I'm trying to twist his head off. But I'm not saying I'm trying to twist his head off.
All right. Sorry, that's fun. All right. He's like, you can tell, like whatever Talisman is doing, it is working. He's in some bad shape from that, but that's all right though. He's the fight is going to continue. It is his turn, so he is actually gonna try to grapple you this round. So give me a strength check, and you want to beat my 23.
23.
You matched it?
Yes. I rolled a 17 and I 20.
So the two of you are like struggling, but the tie goes to the defender in a grapple. So you are actually holding off what he is doing. Electro Rock, he gets his power back, but not fully. So he's going to go ahead and make a blast. I'm going to go after 1, 2, 3 Osprey, 4, 5, 6 the Vespa. Man, he likes Osprey. I don't know, man. He's trying to get you. Doom. He is going to get a 2. He fires a blast of electricity at you, and you're just too fast. Goes right past you. Cannot connect. And then from the Green Dingo, like your breath catches in your chest. As stepping out of that great big machine, you see Dr. Dreadnought, who you thought had been, by all reports, was dead, had been killed years ago by your partner, the Talisman. And he says, so he is like this kind of a floating apparition with a metal face and kind of the scary robe on him and such. He floats out of there and he says, "You do-gooders have meddled in my affairs for the last time." And he is going to call down a wrath upon you. So here it comes. Oh. You know, a better Twitch streamer would lie right.
The Green Dingo?
Yeah, a better Twitch streamer would have lied, but I rolled a 1. So he's getting that sucks. Oh, that sucks. All right, here it comes, man. Well, the bright side is that I get to roll on my Revolting development chart. I didn't just write it for nothing, as it turns out, which it was starting to look like. So, you know what? He's your arch enemy. Val, why don't you roll me a D20 and tell me what you get in that thing.
All right. That's an 11.
That is an 11. All right, so okay, so up on the roof, this is a good one. Betrayal. Up on the roof, Professor Pinkeye, where you are, like Hardware rolls over on his back and puts his hands up. It's like, no, don't do it. And his face shield comes up. He's like, I'll tell you everything.
Wow.
So he is spilling his guts up there. You know, we'll see what that leads to in a minute here, but he is ready to just sing like a canary on his birthday. So that's terrible. That's terrible for him. So there you go. All right. Yeah, that's terrible. Anyway, he tries to do something that completely fails, and like there's power and ghostly things happening for a moment there, but it does not. It didn't work out. So there you go. Anyway, it's all good because it's now it's time for Stone Cold.
So
and you see that stepping out of the all of y'all see stepping out of the machine is Dr. Dreadnought. How can it be? You were sure he was dead.
So I believe that I already grabbed him to push him through the elevator.
Yeah, you have you grabbed the Stone Lord.
So I'm just going to use my movement and going from 0 to 100 feet very quickly and push him through the window. But I'm asking Talisman to just let him go before that.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
I have other priorities now.
Gotcha. All right, so go ahead and make me your strength check with your since you're ice feet. Go ahead and roll me a d24, and he'll get a minus. Make me a strength check.
All right. Ooh, 21.
Did you really? Oh man, that's nice. Yeah.
I'm really happy tonight. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you are. So you shove him over. He's like on the ice, and he falls out of there. Give me a D or 5d6 damage. 5d6.
5d6. All right.
Yeah.
7, 12, 18, 16, 24.
Okay, 24. Okay, it looks like his armor takes that one. He's got kind of an armor thing like Vespa does. But, I mean, that was pretty gross. And his armor is knocked out significantly now. Go ahead and Dingo, give me a luck check. D20 roll low.
Let's do it. All right. Yeah. I managed to make it under an 8. I rolled a 6.
All right. So he just falls to the ground and he doesn't land on the hover hoopty. So he's laying there
never
like,
gets landed on. That's.
I mean, not today anyhow.
That's
not today, my friend. That's awesome. All right, so yeah, he is still up there doing his thing, but that was awesome for Stone Cold, and it's time for Professor Pink Eye to do something awesome. So he is squealing. He's just like ready to talk, but he's like, I want immunity. I didn't want none of this. I was just trying to make some money.
Yeah.
He always asks for immunity.
Sounds good. Professor Pink Eye has pulled out his scratch pad. He's taking notes, and he's going to press for any details he can on how that machine works and how we can force it to malfunction.
And you know what? He gives you the codes. He says the whole thing is on a dead man switch. He said he anticipated that the green dingo was going to come and use his hacking skills to break into the machine. So there's a dead man switch that was going to launch
extreme hacking skills. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was going to launch all of the extreme. Was going to launch all of the space debris at Earth at once and devastate the planet. But he gives you the codes.
Awesome.
Which whatever whatever.
Right. So we have what we need in case, even if the dreadnought is taken out, we have what we need to make sure the machine does not detonate, does not spill the debris. Is that the case?
Yep. Exactamundo. Yep. You
Cool.
have the codes.
So if hardware does not seem to be a threat anymore, I think the Pink Eye is going to make his way down to this fifth floor and kind of discreetly get over by the machinery to start to enact that plan.
Okay, so you were to fly down there. You're going to fly down there and such. As you're flying away, hardware sort of pops out of his machine, out of his armor, and is running for it in his his boxers.
Right.
So,
I imagine he's really tiny as well, not nearly as big as his machinery.
Yeah, he's 5 foot nothing, skinny, and very, very, very pale. You wouldn't have expected that, just pale. He looks so big in the armor. And the armor starts self-destructing as he runs away from it. He hits a button, and the whole thing melts down.
Oh, damn! All right, cool.
So that is where you are. All right, so so you start making your way over to the machine. That is awesome. All right, so that was Professor is the Green Dingo. So you are there in front of Dr. Dreadnought, hovering there ahead of you and such. What are you going to do? He says, He says, I will once again assemble my clone army once I have taken over Chicago. I will change the meat processing plants into clone creating banks, and then all shall be mine. He says. And you, sir, have eaten your last baby.
Around the table, I have to admire the professor's restraint for not killing a supervillain, even though they were down. I think that's really cool. But it's easy to forget. It's easy to forget when you're playing this game in rounds that the rounds in game time are 6 seconds, right? And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because of what's about to happen, right?
Yeah.
10 seconds in this game. Sorry, my bad.
No worries.
10 seconds, but all this happens within 10 seconds, and so the the supreme bad guy has fizzled on his attack on me.
Yeah, it didn't go great.
I reply, and I reply to him, "That's not a knife. This is a knife." and I summon through my power blast a green knife that goes sailing towards him as part of my power blast.
Yeah, gotcha. Power blast, knife. I like it. Give me a roll.
Let's do it. That is a 17 on the roll on the table, so that's a 1d6 plus 3 on my green knife.
Gotcha.
That's 4 damage from the knife.
Okay, he takes that, but he is a tough old bird. And it's still in this fight very much, but you definitely zapped him there with that. Dingo, and it's top of the order. Vespa, you were out there on the thing. Electro Rock has gotten his powers back and tried zapping y'all out there. But the fight continues. It is your turn.
Yeah. So he thinks he has dodged me, but I have superior agility, and the stinger is on the back. So I'm just going to back it up and get him with a stinger. While he's focusing on Osprey. That's a nat 20 plus 6.
You got 26?
Wait, a nat 20?
Yeah.
Nat 20, that's a crit, cousin. You gotta, man, that's awesome. Fantastic.
That's,
so first roll me your regular damage. Jiminy Cricket.
That's a 10 regular, and then it's a D16 on table 3.
So roll it up.
Oh my god, the D16 rolls so fast. Sorry, I've got to go. I'll find the D16.
Give me a minute to find my book.
Let's go roll a different.
Just keep rolling those D16s.
That's a 2 on D16. Take 2.
You got a 2?
Yeah.
Is that right? You got 2? Oops. Okay, so you knock him prone. Ga-dang! So he is now laying there on his back on the fire escape out there. Osprey, it is your turn. If you want to take a shot on him, you're +4 as he has been knocked prone by the Vespa's mighty butt sting.
Well, it would be rude not to, wouldn't it?
Right? Teamwork.
So
teamwork.
that's going to be a modified 20, which I presume is going to hit him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's going to hit him for 11 points.
So you come down with that claw, and you hit him so hard that it actually dents the fire escape floor where he is, and he goes out. You have defeated Electro Rock, sir. Well done. And as he's laying there, he looks up at you and he goes, one last pop and lock out of respect, All right. Yeah, man. So he's laying there, and he is out of it. That was awesome. Well played. And it is Talisman. Talisman, what are you gonna do? He's back.
I am overcome with rage, and I turn and I lock eyes with him, and I say, in all these years since last we met, I my one regret has been that I killed you so quickly the last time. I fly over there and I try to grab him by the throat, and I get rolled a 1.
Did you really? Oh, that's terrible. Give me a fumble check.
Oh, what a...
You were just too wound up,
I was too emotional,
I've been there.
Oh man. Oh shoot, what's my fumble die? Let's see. That would be a... Oh, I don't know what my fumble die is. What was my fumble die, Brendan?
D4.
A D4? Wow. Oh, great, I suppose.
Do you have armor?
Ring rags, aren't I? All right, where's my... I don't have armor. Well, I have this magic cloak. 3.
Magic cloak's not an encumbrance. 3, yeah. So your concentration is so thrown off that you'll be -2 for your next attack.
Okay. I just
And then you kind of
see-
fly past them, and it's like, the one who calls themselves talisman. This is all, I have come back specifically to destroy you. You were the first on my list. I was going to raise my clone army again and destroy everything you love, but I'll have to satisfy myself conquering you here tonight in New Chicago. He says, with all kinds of rage. It's his turn actually. He's gonna bust you with his big gun here. He rolled a 1 last time and looked ridiculous. We got to roll development. Let's see how he does this time. Yeah, 17. Okay, so suddenly this eruption of fire appears out of his hands and blasts over you. You are going to take 17 points of damage.
So yeah, roll my magic armor. I rolled under my 69%.
Okay, so that comes off the armor and not your body and not you.
Right, so it kind of like burns away a little bit, and fire goes into the afterlife, and bothers some ghosts or something. So 17.
Yep. And then this round, the Stone Lord, he is going to. Who is he going after? Oh, he's laying there on the ground like an idiot. So, where Stone Cold, you look down at him, he stands up. He's like, well, he's really slow. That's like his. So he starts making his way to like inside, like grr, 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 grr. He doesn't seem to have any movement powers. So he is officially Omega Mike, headed back to get towards the fight. But
I'd imagine he presses the elevator button and then is just waiting for the elevator.
he's not. He can't get to the elevator in 1 round. His slow self. He's headed for the elevator, bro. Headed for the elevator. All right. Yeah, that's terrible for him. But that's okay though, because his fight is not yet over. It is for Electro Rock though. I'm out of guys, pretty much. That's not. All right, that's okay though. At this point, Stone Cold, it is your turn. You see him from where you are. You see him making his way back into the interior. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to take care of what's the name, Doctor?
He is Dr. Dreadnought.
But I'm very vulnerable to fire, so I'm going to work smarter, not harder. I am moving back into the room, put my hand on the ceiling, and make a range of icicle throwing from the ceiling onto him.
Gotcha. Okay, so we'll call that another power stunt. Roll a d20 and roll it on your power chart there, and it'll be coming from above. He won't it'll come from a different direction.
And that's a glorious 1.
Yeah. So roll me. Okay, first roll me a d6.
All right. 3.
3. That is a misfire. And then I need my actual book. All right, and then please roll me another d6, please.
All right. 2.
2. Yeah, your power snaps back on you at this point. And you take 9 points of damage from yourself. You just sort of like zap yourself with your own. When you're like, you shoot it up at the ceiling, trying to like bounce it off there, and it just winds up like hitting off against the rafters and like falling back down on you. You have all these like giant chunks of ice falling, and sort of peppering you as you stand there. But you are still in this fight, my friend. And, they can't take that away from you yet. Are you? I think you're still. Are you still up?
Yeah.
All right.
I got.
All right. Well then, the fight is going to continue. That was a Stone Cold. It is Professor Pink Eye. Professor, you were sneaking up on the machine last round.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think I'm going to extend a R2D2 shaped component and interface with this machine if I can in some way to turn it off.
Okay. You give it the codes.
Nice.
And all those little whirring bits, all of them slow down and start doing this, and then like you see that all of those pennies that were stuck to the ceiling all fall, and the electrical feeling in the air stops doing, pens stop like flying across the room and such, and Dr. Dreadnought is like, no, not now, not when I was so close. You, he looks over at you and he is like, I'll gouge you out of existence, he says, in great fury, great fury. Oh, that was awesome, though. By the way, nice move. So, hey, Dingo. Looks like the whole operation, something like you see that all those, like I said, it looks like all of the extraneous magnetic and electrical effects have been canceled. As this thing has slowed down and stopped whirring in the air. What are you going to do?
Well, I mean, I feel like as heroes, your goal is not to like smite your enemy, right? Like we've kind of diffused the bomb, right? And as maniacal as Dr. Dreadnought might be, I'm assuming we've defeated him in the past, and given the fact we've defeated him in the past, we didn't kill him in the past, right? So
no, you know what? The heroes who kill villains become villains. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. Some of us ride the line talisman that's built into your backstory.
So tell me, sorry, what were you saying?
Sorry. Dr. Jordan.
No, go ahead.
All of Chicago and most of the people who lived in it.
Yeah, he did, however, kill like 10 million people a couple of years ago. So on the other hand, that was not cool. So
it's kind of hard to argue for someone like that, right? Yeah.
Right.
I mean, so this device, would it be fair to say that there would be like some sort of like tendrils coming out of it, or some sort of metallic
it's all
thing
loopy.
coming out of the
It's got like a bunch of, now that it's stopped whirring, it's got like it's like a CGI thing. It's got like loopy bits that were rolling around it and going really fast, like a sphere and such. There's a door that you can go into the interior there. Standing on the inside, though, you see Professor Pink Eye standing inside with his chest provokers coming out of his thing and interfacing with the machine. Mm-hmm. He has given it the codes.
Cool. We're going to, me and Professor Pink Eye are going to simultaneously type on the same keyboard again, 90s hacker style, to attempt to try and reprogram some of the tendrils to wrap up and subdue Dr. Dreadnought, so that we can try and through non-violent means stop him.
All right. I'm going to say this is a very tricky power thing, okay? So it'll take you a full round. So you start now, and it'll go off on your next turn, okay? So you run in there and start. The two of you guys start mashing buttons together, and we'll see how it goes until
extreme pacifism. Extreme pacifism.
It looks like we're playing a duet of Heart and Soul on top of this computer keyboard.
That was the code. Dun, 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 dun. That's awesome. Hey, Vespa, you have defeated Electro Rock. What are you going to do about it? What's next?
I think we've got all the stragglers now, so I was going to fly up and in through the hole in the roof.
All right, so you fly all the way up around and fly into the actual institute. And next round, you can be in this fight up there.
Cool.
Osprey, same thing. Your turn. What are you gonna do?
Yep. I'm going straight up to the 5th floor to find a window to sort of, if I can quickly locate the window that was broken in. Just sort of zoom in, and probably realize I'm probably a little bit late for the party, but.
Yeah, you are a little, but so next. So the two of you fly into the actual into the set piece, and you guys can be part of the fight next round as you guys have all flown in there, and are getting ready to take care of business. And now it is Talisman. Talisman, it is your turn.
I'm sure we've had a philosophical debate about the merits of murdering our enemies in the past. So right now, I'm just going to punch him.
Gotcha.
To death.
22 to hit.
22. Yep, that's going to hit. Give me damage.
10 damage.
Mask. Yeah, like you pop his mask back. Good douche. His head flies back. And yeah, you hit him in his mask, and like it flies off, and like he's like, ah, and he turns around to you, and you have a shocking moment of revelation. It's Al Capone. How is he still alive after all these years? He is like, you think you can beat me? Not today, not today. And he's getting ready.
Calling the IRS.
Mecha Al Capone. Come on. That's amazing.
So he once again is going to try to fire blast you. Here it comes. Yeah, he's in fighting form at this point. 17, does that get you?
17 gets me exactly.
All right, so you have a burst of firepower, and you take 22 points of damage.
So if my armor is down to 52 and I roll a 52 on the percentage dice, does that...
Yeah, you're still inside. 53 is where it gets bad.
Okay, so that's 22.
Mm-hmm.
All right, down to 30.
Yep. So yeah, you feel your armor melting away under his intense heat. Okay, so yeah, fight continues. Yeah, so Smash cut it downstairs. Ding. 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 All right, we'll come back to him. Stone Cold, baby.
I'm going to blast him full and simple.
Gotcha.
15 plus 3, 18.
18.
Yep.
That's gonna get it. Give me some damage.
All right, so 18 on my chart would be 1d8. 1d8. 5.
Yep. Yeah, he takes some. Oh, and that's ice damage. Hey, guess what? You know what? It seems to you like this is just the thing against this fool, and that ice damage seems to do like above and beyond. Like it does. Like you only hit him for 8 points of damage, but like he reacts to that like he just got hit with a cannon. For a tough guy like that, that was shocking. Yeah, you think you might have found his weakness. Fight continues. Yeah, sure enough. It is Professor Pink Eye. So you're in on the hack.
Right.
All right. So we're going right to Dingo. So here's the deal. Both of y'all make me an intelligence check, D20, and add your intelligence modifier. High roll is the actor. Low roll, if the low roll gets a 10 or better, they're going to give him +1. So go ahead and make me an intelligence check, both of y'all.
Who's making an intelligence check, Brendan?
Who is making an intelligence check? Both of y'all. Dingo and Pink Eye. So you and Zach make an intelligence check. Add your mods, and just tell me what you get. I'll do the math.
All right, cool beans.
Inexplicably, I rolled a 15.
All right.
19.
I rolled a plus
17
So
plus 2.
since you got a 15 or better, that's a 20. So you add +1 to his roll on top of that and such.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, sure enough. All of a sudden, the power like lifts him up. Whoa! Okay, so you guys can make. We're gonna call this a power attack, and since Pink Eye, since you're actually the one that did it, this is gonna be a special kind of a power charge attack. So you can like basically pour your electrical stuff into it if you want to. So you can go ahead and treat this like spell burn if you want to burn any points off it, and actually put your power into powering the super extreme hack that will do whatever it's supposed to be doing. So,
Cool beans.
are you going to burn any points?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't have a ton of physical points to burn, but yep, let's burn 6 points.
Boom. Do it up.
And this is a D20 roll, yeah?
D20 and add 3, base 3. So D20 plus 9.
Okay. I rolled a 19.
19?
Mhm.
Yeah, so this thing, it lifts him up into the air. He's kind of like bound up there in the air and trying to like get out from it. He's like, no, let me out of here, you bugs! I'll get you. He's just trying to get out of this thing as a nimbus of force has like surrounded him.
Nice.
He looks real perturbed about this one. Not a fan. It's Vespa. It is your turn. You see Al Capone hanging there in the air, just covered in a nimbus of electricity. What are you gonna do? I think you're on mute, bro.
Oh. No, I'm
Oh,
thinking.
sorry.
Are we still trying to take him out, or are we just trying to subdue him now?
Depends on who you're asking.
Is there a form in this game where we hit points and kind of decide what we do with him in terms of killing him afterwards?
I mean, yeah, no one can stop you. Yeah,
Cool.
I'm picturing this being more super heroic. When you get down to 0, you don't automatically die. You would probably wake up tied up in the enemy's clutches or something like that, or that kind of thing. Unless Talisman gets involved. So let's just.
Then it's in cold blood, and then it's different. So
I'm still in Murder Hornet mode from the previous fight, so I'm just going to come in with a stinger again.
Go get him.
And I've rolled a 2, which is a total of 8.
Yeah, it's gonna miss. You fly right past him. You actually bounce off that nimbus of power that's holding him up there. Unprepared you were for its amazing energy power thing. So it's just holding you off, man. But that's okay though, because it's fixing to be Osprey, and Osprey is fixing to do something awful. I know it.
I would like to detect his weakness.
Yeah, you detect weakness. He actually has 2 weaknesses. He is vulnerable to fire, and he also has reduced agility. His agility is low because of he got extra powers for it. So.
True. Okay. I'm just going to go in with a melee attack. I can't do a fire attack, so.
Gotcha. Do it up.
Yeah, that was a 2.
Yeah. You also. Yeah, you hit that nimbus of power and just slide right off of it, and then he's like, trying to get out of there. It is Talisman, and then it's his turn. Talisman, it's time to do something awesome.
all right. So here's the thing. I was really taken aback by the sight of Al Capone, and I think what I need to do is I need to look into his mind and find out the truth. Is this Dreadnought? Is this Al Capone? Is this someone else who's pretending to be one or the other?
All right, make that roll.
All right.
You gonna burn any spell burn on that?
I already rolled.
Power burn? Oh, all right.
I already rolled. It's a 19.
Okay, I got a really good save, and I roll a 3. So you probe his mind, and you see that Al Capone was like, he lived. You see his whole life in Chicago. He was a gangster. He got in all this stuff. He died in prison, but then you see that these ancient beings brought him back to life and tried to use him to help them take over the world. But then he resisted and was able to snap back, and now he's been brought back to life. And so Al Capone is Dr. Dreadnought, returned to life, given powers by these terrifying immortal beings that were trying to take over the city. We don't know why. That's what you do. And now become a super villain of his own right. Also, he knows super science and knows how to make clone armies. So, get some of that.
Okay, they say that I did confirm that this is Al Capone, who was secretly the true identity of Dr. Dreadnought the whole time, and I see. I'll take note of these the beings for later investigation.
Gotcha. All right. So you have mentally figured out what's going on. He is going to try to break out using his. How am I going to? Okay, here's what we're going to do. Dingo, you were at the controls down there, and Pink Eye, you were down at the controls down there. The two of you working on the same keyboard. So we're going to do is a power check. He is going to try to break out. It's going to be his evil power versus your hacker power, because it's the 80s. You see what we're going for here, right? You feel this, right?
It makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So both of y'all go ahead and give me an intelligence check, add your character level, and I'm going to have my personality check and add my level, because he's,
21. 20. Just 20. Just 20.
Okay,
not-
but have you rolled yet? Are we doing any power burn?
I'm not, but the dingo might.
Yeah,
want to.
I wasn't. I wasn't either. We're level 3, right? And we're adding a level.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So I got a 23 then altogether.
All right. Yeah. So 23 with your +1 is a 21. That is going to act. That is going to. So this round he cannot break out of this. He is still trying to, but he does not get out this round. Let me go, you mugs! I'll get you. This is the last thing I do. And that is when top of the order, Vespa and Osprey, you guys are flying around him, buzzing at him like you're going after King Kong biplane style. What are y'all gonna do, Vespa?
I'm just having another go at
I know, Vespa. I'm sorry. All you got that sting. I don't know.
That's all right. And that's a 3 this time.
Yeah,
That's
man.
a total of
Power.
9.
Bruce, it is time, my friend. You can try to break out of there.
Yeah, I'm doing the same. With my powerful claw attack. That was a 17.
Yep, that's it. Give me damage.
4 points again.
Oof. Okay. He's on the last ropes. He's like, coming apart at the seams. It is it's Talisman. It's your turn. He's on the ropes. What are you gonna do?
All right. I'm gonna go for a uppercut to knock him out once and for all.
Once and for all.
The natural 20.
That's awesome. All right, roll me damage. First, roll me damage.
That's 12 damage.
That's horrendous. And then please make that crit check.
Great. My crit is a D16. Where did I put my 16?
How do I keep losing my book? What'd you get on your? Okay, go ahead.
And I got a 10 on my crit.
Okay, 10 on 2,
Man.
3.
If you get hit by Talisman, you stay hit by Talisman.
Add plus 2d12 damage.
2d12. Okay.
Finish it.
There we go. It's 21 more.
Oh yeah, that's it. So here's what happens. Okay, so you fly up at him, what? And just bust him with the uppercut, bam! And like now, no longer able to like resist against the power, he just completely goes limp. And you guys are still working the controls, and he gets launched up back through the roof, and you guys think all the way up into space, which is what the reversal of this thing did when you put it in the reverse. He just goes up and up and up and up as far as you see. Will he survive to come back and fight another day? That's a story for next time. Yeah, I think that's pretty much he flies up out of there and he is taken aback, realizing what's going on. The remaining bad guys, Stone Lord's never getting in that elevator. Finally, he's like, oh crap. He just dips. But you guys have managed to capture Electro Rock and the Mine and Clarinet and 3 dog soldiers, and that's fantastic. So you guys have won the day out here and such. Hey, who is this ice guy that's down here? That came in to save the day.
I pull up a bottle of champagne on ice, of course. Build up like tiny flute for everybody. I'm stone cold. And just let's have a drink, guys. It's time.
Fantastic.
Very cool. That was great.
That was great, Brandon. Really cool.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
mate.
had a great time.
Me too. So thanks so much for playing. I guess we'll stop here. We're 10 minutes early, but great job, everybody. So you guys get 50 experience points because you saved the city, and everyone gets 5 luck points. You guys are officially like the greatest heroes. Now, there's a lot of questions here. Will Dr. Dreadnought be back? Will Hardware just go and make a new version of his armor and come back stronger than ever? Will stone cold join the group, or will he forever be an outsider on justice? Tune in next time, where we won't deal with any of that, but instead we'll visit another insane world right here on Game Therapy. Okay, it's time. We're over. It's time for our Game Therapy tradition. Everybody ready? Inhale. Exhale. In with the gaming. Out with the bullcrap. In with the gaming. Do it with me at home, guys. Out with the bullcrap. And thank you. Thank you all for tuning in to Game Therapy. I hope you're all feeling better and that you have the energy and power to face whatever's coming up in your life better. Everything will get better, everybody. It will all get better. Thanks. We're out.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone at home, for watching
Cheers,
as well.
thank you.
See you next
It was
week.
great.
Cheers.